If you were a chick, who's the one guy you would sleep with?
John Stamos.
What? Did we just become best friends?
Yup.
Do you want to go do karate in the garage?
Yup.
It is August 5th. We are back in the Screaming Idiots Show studio. Hope you guys have had a great week. Glad to have you in. Thank you for listening and giving us some of your time. Want to welcome in a couple guests. One familiar face, Mr. Tyler Hidy's back in here with us, and he brought along a friend. Want to send a special welcome to Mr. Chris Hollywood. How are you, man?
I'm good. Thank you very much.
Hey,
thank you guys for having me.
Thanks for coming in. And
Very cool.
Under Chris's suggestion, I think we're going to start this show off with a nice little cheers.
Yeah.
A good sip of bourbon. Good to be in with you guys and
relaxing.
talking some music. Cheers, boys.
Yeah.
Tyler's out.
Gotcha.
Tyler's
I
out.
suck. Here.
One more. Yeah, there we go. All right.
Cheers, boys.
So again, Chris, Tyler, want to thank you guys for giving us some of your time and coming in. So I guess I will do a quick introduction. Some of you might recognize Mr. Hollywood because he is a former member of Black Veil Brides. I'm sure you've heard of that band. So if you've ever watched the Knives and Pins video, you've seen Chris jamming. So Chris, I don't want to spend a lot of time on that, but just want to kind of, tell us a little bit about your experience in Black Veil Brides and kind of how you got hooked up with those guys and how that journey started and ended, and then we can go on from there.
Absolutely. Okay. So we're all from Ohio.
Yeah.
So this is before any of us got out to LA. Black Veil Brides already was a band and was doing their thing. I was in another band who used to play with the Black Veil Brides. And we used to sell out the Opera Theater over in Kentucky. I think it was called the Mad Hatter or the Madison Theater, one of the two.
Madison Theater?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'd sell that out like every time we went, and we played shows and stuff. And we were still in high school, like we were high school kids selling out Opera Theater shows. So that was kind of cool. That was fun.
Right.
So I ended up moving out to LA, and I left my band and I kind of went solo, and I started another little project out there called I Am Hollywood. I started doing that where I was just kind of playing around town, just getting the vibe of being from Ohio and having that Ohio energy, and how people write music here is a lot different than how they write music out west.
Sure.
There's a lot more energy that I was drawn to out west. I like that. Especially from the background that I come from, was like a real like growing up as a younger guy, was a lot of pop punk and stuff. That was our, the early 2000s were awesome.
Yeah.
But
You're really speaking to Tyler Scott with the pop punk. He's a big punk guy.
Yeah. Everything from like the Starting Line to Newfound Glory,
Newfound Glory, I'm familiar with them. Yeah.
Rufio, all that jazz.
Yeah.
So I moved out to LA, and I got hit up by Andy, and he said, "Hey, I'm moving out to LA, and I remember playing with you." And he was like, "Your stage performance was on point. Would you like to help me rebuild the Black Veil Brides?" And I was like, "Yeah." So him and his girlfriend Scout, Taylor Compton, she is an actress, actually. She plays Michael Myers' little sister in the Rob Zombie films.
Oh, okay. I knew that name sounded familiar.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds right.
Yeah, she's cool. Shout out to Scout.
Yeah.
Also,
great movies too.
Yeah.
Love those movies.
So they came out. They gave me an interview. We started playing around a little bit. Started writing some stuff up. We got the chance to record a video. You know what I mean? And we thought that was really, really cool, because when you're in a band and you're nobody, shoot a music video is like the coolest thing ever.
Especially
right?
at that time, that was like the thing to do, man.
Absolutely, because we all go to sleep at night and wanted the same damn thing. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
I remember playing shows in my head before I fell asleep. Like, I'd go to sleep and remember walking on stage. I'm like, all right. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I
dude, I've done it before.
It was coming, girl.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, so we started playing around, and we got a chance to shoot the Knives and Pins video. So we went out to shoot the video with Patrick Fogarty was the director. Awesome. Shout out to Patrick Fogarty as well. Badass director. Also, That was probably a 23-hour shoot for the Knives and Pins video for just all the live playing. It was a cool little studio. I know the Black Eyed Peas were in it a week before we were.
Okay.
It was kind of cool, like I
Yeah.
said, to not ever like shoot a professional video, to hear like, where you are, and like kind of makes you think like how far you've come and all the
Right.
shit you've had to go through.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
you don't know what tomorrow brings, and genres are always changing, and members are always changing.
Yes.
And, you know,
Yes.
that's why it's a delicate business, man.
And if I'm not mistaken, didn't the bass player leave like the day before the video was shooting or something?
yeah,
Or is
so
that just
he
like
was
an urban
actually
legend?
like hired, I think, for the video.
Okay.
I didn't know who he was.
Okay. Fair enough.
But yeah, he had canceled due to his girlfriend's dog dying, I believe is what it was. If I remember correctly, it was so crazy. Like I was like, that's just as bad as Scott Rayner from Blink-182 quitting Blink and getting filled in with Travis. You know what I mean? Like,
Travis
you
Barker.
You quit to go to school. I mean,
How's that working out for
How's
you?
that working out for you, bro? I think Travis Barker's doing pretty good for himself. Bro just married a Kardashian.
see, and I started back in high school myself. I got the end of my junior year of high school. I got hit up by the Goo Goo Dolls to record my first album in Rochester, New York.
Okay.
So I did
No big deal.
it. I flew out to Rochester. I was a
Yeah.
kid in high school. I lived in Beaver Creek. I went to Beaver Creek High School. And I remember being like, Dad, going to New York to record my first album. Okay. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You
Cool,
know,
man.
I
The
don't
most
think you
dad
really
thing
understand
ever.
what's going on here, but I'm setting the path for
metal
the
as fuck.
future.
That's metal as fuck.
Yeah, bro, it's metal as fuck. And I ended up doing it. So anyway, all in all, it's just like I said, it's a delicate business, and you never know what's going to change or da 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 da. And with me leaving Black Veil and everything, no bad blood or anything like that. It was more so like just a music choice difference. You know what I
Sure.
mean? And I love that, like, I had a chance to, you know, get Jake and Jinx over to Andy previous to me being out. So that was always a, you know, I don't like to leave anything, especially Bad Blood, without having something there for them. So I'm not
Yes.
like leaving everybody and they're
Right.
like, fuck. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you didn't leave him high and dry.
Absolutely. I never ever do that.
And you contributed to that. I mean, the Knives and Pins video itself has millions and millions of views on YouTube. I mean,
127 million.
yeah, dude. I mean, an insane amount of views. That song is so popular, and I mean, that was the song that got me into Black Veil Brides.
Okay.
So
right.
you got to think. I mean, I'm in high school at that point. Like
Okay.
the scene that was just exploding at the time, and then this video comes out, and it's just like such a well produced and well put together video, and the song was great. And it was everything that me being the 5'7" 8" metalcore guy wanted, and it was just fantastic. So that you got to contribute to that like huge success.
Absolutely.
You know, that's
Absolutely.
awesome.
Absolutely. You know, and I was a big fan of the Dayton scene too growing up. You know what I mean? Them Dayton bands, Devil Wears Prada, Attack,
Miss May I.
Miss May I,
Troy, but still Dayton. Yeah.
the Paramedic.
Practically dating.
Yeah. Paramedic.
We started that band when I was like 16 years old. That's our first band.
Yeah.
We just changed the name to the Paramedic.
Okay.
But it's cool to be able to come back from California and rejoin my first band
Yeah, that's awesome.
and hit 33 on the fucking billboards, dudes.
That's
Hell
fucking
yeah,
awesome,
man.
dude. That's
You know what
fucking
I'm
awesome.
saying? Hey.
Absolutely. Hey, I'll cheers to that.
Yeah.
I'll
Let's
drink to
go.
that shit.
Well, success always feels good, man.
That's
It's-
right.
Yeah.
That's
So
right.
that's cool to, you know, to have that satisfaction to know that your shit matters and like what you're doing is positive for people's lives and stuff. You know, like we're all paramedics as far as I'm concerned when it comes to the music, man. We're all helping people and saving people's lives with words rather than surgical procedures. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
you know,
we talk about that so much on this show about music being, you know, and we talk about heavy as a feeling and music invoking emotion and why, especially when it relates to rock and metal, why that is so important to us, because I think as artists, you know, you guys do such a great job of catering to your listener and their mental, spiritual, emotional well-being.
Yeah.
And you know, you just put that out in words, kind of everything that we've ever thought about, you know, what metal music really is.
Oh, absolutely. It's a lifestyle, man.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? And it is a feeling. Like, you can put certain songs on, man. They're gonna send an adrenaline rush through your body. You connect with it. You know what I mean? Like, it lights you up.
Dude.
You are one with the beat. You know what I mean? With the metal.
Yes.
And it's almost like that. It's not right away that you get anything like that either. Like, that shit kind of grows with you because you're listening for certain things.
Right.
And, you know, being as us musicians are, there's certain things that we listen to that stand out more than other things in a song, especially being a guitarist.
Right.
Yes.
You know, the hook riffs come in and you're like, oh, you know that song? It's like, da na 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 na. We don't ever talk about the lyrics. You know what I mean? We're like, hey, man.
Right.
Man, did you hear that whittly dilly there?
Yeah.
Oh,
You hear the,
man.
yeah, man.
That riff was crazy. What's the song called? I don't know, but it sounds like...
Yeah, we just speak a different language. Yeah.
Yes.
We Ebonics talk, man. We're, you know, it's just how we do it.
Oh, fuck.
That's fucking metal, man.
He just invented a new word, too. Fuck, yes. That's amazing.
I mean, it is really like that when you
Dude,
got
it is.
guitars and stuff talking, and then like
It's like
we'll be in practice. I'll be trying to tell Scotty like a beat that I want, and I'm like, give me like a or whatever the hell I'm fucking voicing for him, and like everyone else in the band's just looking at me like I'm an idiot.
Absolutely. I look at it
But
as
like
like
Scotty knows, he's like, oh yeah, you wanted that.
some guys know cars, some guys know guitars.
Yes.
That's how I look at it.
Exactly.
I
You
like
know what I
it.
mean? They're the same colors too, by the way. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
I only play Fender and Gibson, and I always have, literally. Like, it's just kind of my thing.
Right.
Epiphone too, man. I'll throw one in if it's really, really tight. Like Knives and Pins video, I actually played a white Epiphone Les Paul custom. I flopped over to a Gibson. I had a Schecter Tempest custom, and then a Strat for like 2 seconds. I had a black Strat. I don't know if you guys can see it in the video, but for 2 seconds, if you find it,
I was
there's a
gonna
clip
say,
of me like
I've
skipping
never seen
or
the Strats.
frolicking across the background.
So you're rocking like multiple different guitars in that video.
I'm a nerd, bro.
How many costume? Were there any outfit? Like, how many
3.
outfit changes were there for that? 3. Okay. Because I last time I watched the video was probably 2 or 3 months ago, and
It was the black, the
what's that?
white,
Yes.
and then the blood splatter.
Yes. Yes. Which, God, I mean,
Which
that-
was corn syrup. We bought we bought blue and red and mixed them right there in the studio and laid plastic on the floor because we didn't want to ruin the store's. I'm sorry, the studio's floor.
right.
The wall led to the floor, so it was like a curved background. So we got some statues and we put some white statues in and put a rail down. I remember there being like a train track in front of the set and like a dude in a cart.
Like for the
and he was,
camera?
like being pushed
Yeah.
on the cart to get that side pan. It was so cool, like not knowing, you know what I mean? Like I was like, wait, that's a thing? You know, and the big ass
really
camera
happens,
on this
alright.
crane thing comes up, like on this crane and like comes over you and you're like, bro, like, you know what I mean? Like I'm just trying to hit this chord correct. I hope I sound okay. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Oh wait, I'm not live, it's a recording.
I'm just playing to a click
yeah,
track.
yeah.
I you know, Tyler, you when you guys shot the music video for Say, did you have anything on train tracks or like,
No. It was very low budget. It was actually quite free, actually. You know?
it was so low it's free.
I mean, the video really shows.
I don't think it's actually a really good
Yeah, I
music
thought it
video.
was
You
pretty
know,
good.
everything from like scheduling, finding the people who play the parts for the video. I think we found some kid from a Nerf commercial.
Okay.
And then found the older brother from like a Kelly Clarkson video, or I might have him switch, something like that.
Okay.
Something like that. But yeah, we had guys and girls come in. We all sat at a big table and they came in and we interviewed each one of them. And Andy had final choice, of course, because it was something that related to him personally
Yeah.
as far as the song goes. And I always backed his choice and stuff because we were there as friends and as partners as far as music goes. And yeah, I'll take that journey with you, bro. Like, yeah, let's restart up fucking Black Veil and we'll do our thing. So we played for like Tony Alva. That you guys know who Lords of Dogtown?
That
Oh,
sounds
yeah.
familiar.
Tony Alva,
Yes.
man, the
Yeah.
main dude, this kid who was just tearing it up.
Yep.
He told me I was his favorite guitarist.
Damn.
What the fuck? I was like, wait, what?
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
dude.
man. So
That's
he's
so
standing
cool.
on stage, man, over to the left of me, and he's got his son with him, and That was cool. Because I was a skateboarder kid growing up. You know what I mean? And like, he's like the guy.
Right.
So that was awesome. And I remember being on the stage, and I think we were playing on a street called Fairfax in Hollywood. I remember seeing the Hollywood sign as I was on stage, and I was like, man, you know what I mean?
Right,
I was so excited. I gave my guitar away.
Then immediately
The black Strat I was talking about, gone. Toss it out. Yeah. Coffin case with it, man. I just got sponsored by Coffin Cases at the time.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Send it out, bro. Thank you guys.
They'll send me an
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's always cool. I grew up on a lot of music documentaries and stuff too, and
Like behind the music stuff, or more in
Always.
depth than that.
I mean, it depends on. I mean, that as well, but I mean, just other stuff like you get your Under Oath tour DVDs and stuff like that growing up, man, and just having fun and just the B cut of stuff, man. It's like more on a loving bromance, you know what I mean, rather than like the stage presence that's going on. It's like, yeah, but how are these guys off stage? You know,
It's not always
they
violence.
fucking man,
Yeah,
these
it's
guys
not
are
always
cool, like
violence.
they hang out and
On stage, it's
It's
quite
not
violent,
like-
but
okay.
Yeah,
know
well,
what I
it's,
mean?
you talked about stage persona versus the off stage persona. I don't know if you heard
What
the,
it's the
Yeah, exactly. Yes. We went to a Like Moths to Flames show, and I met Chris, their frontman, after the show, and just like when he's on stage, like he is bullying you. Like that motherfucker is
Yeah,
so violent,
yeah.
and just like then you talk to him.
shout out
after
to Chris, don't hurt us.
Yeah, he will if you don't bounce, he
find
will
you.
find
Yeah.
you. So talking to him after the show, he's I've said it on here before, but like I had our podcast shirt on, and the first thing out of his mouth, he points at my shirt and says, "I saw that fucking logo on Twitter today, man." And I'm like, "Whoa, you're like a really cool dude, like super down to earth." I was expecting the kind of, oh my god, I just played this long ass show. Now I'm selling merch. I don't really want to talk to anybody. And he was so cool and so down to earth, and was just willing to talk about anything. And you talk about the hitting the switch, man, when you step out on stage and when you
it's
step off.
Literally, I'll tell you what. I remember playing my very first big show. My very first big show that I like sold out was over here in Kentucky. The ones that I'm talking about. I was like a sophomore, maybe a freshman still. And I remember they had a big red curtain that would open up, and you'd be behind this curtain. Man,
That's cool.
That's
cool.
when that curtain lifts up and you see nothing but camera flashes going off, and it's like stars and shit out there, and you're looking out. You're a kid in high school who like
Right.
you're only watching this shit on fucking Fuse.
Yeah, you're like 14 and
Fucking Fuse was a thing. We was
Yeah,
watching
Spike
Fuse.
TV.
Yeah, bro.
VH1.
Yeah, back when fucking Joe Rogan was still on Fear Factory. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Tyrone
Call
Bingham's
people
on there.
Yeah, bro.
pussies for not
That's
eating
it.
fucking testicles.
Shit. You ain't gonna finish that?
It's just elk dick. What do you mean?
What do you mean you're not going to jump off a skyscraper with no parachute?
man.
Fuck you.
That's
Yeah,
crazy. I
wild.
mean, you would have been what, 14, 15?
I started at 9,
Yeah.
music-wise. I actually was a bass player.
Okay.
I played in an orchestra in high school and stuff. I played it for like 7 years. I realized one day I needed more strings. I thought the guitarists were having all of the fun, and this is before like I had the brain capacity to learn slap or anything like that. I was always a pick bassist.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I was a punk rocker, bro. Like I was a little pop punk kid. So we was learning like no effects and like some crazy Anti-Flags bass riffs and stuff, which are really complicated riffs if like you guys ever listen to them at all. They've got like,
Yeah.
Dad, check us out. Sit up on the kitchen counter and I'm like, yo, check out some of these riffs. And he's like, oh, that's good, Junior.
That's good. That's good.
That's
Junior.
cool.
Yeah.
Our band director begged me to play in the jazz band, and I was like, fuck that, I'm not playing jazz. I regret that so much today, though.
My
Hey, that's
more
what
than
got
you
me into playing
realize.
guitar, man.
Yeah, dude, I really wish I would have played guitar in the jazz
And
band.
then when
Nowadays.
So that was my life, was jazz. My dad's a jazz drummer, and my uncle is top 3 jazz guitarist here in the state of Ohio. He actually just passed.
Oh, jeez.
R.I.P.
Sorry to
Tom,
hear
my
that.
Uncle Tom.
sorry about
That's where
that.
my middle name is from a jazz artist who's
Nice.
like the shit.
That's
So it's awesome.
R.I.P. to him.
Hey,
Yeah, man.
jazz is
Thomas
no fucking
Grandel.
joke, man.
Dude, jazz is. We talk about jazz chords and just how like you
It's
ever
all
see like the
just-
memes of like
It's all
I
just
fuck
the
with
music
those.
theory
Yeah.
of it and everything,
Yeah.
and they like that's how they're able to improvise so well. Is they just
I like
they
to
get
say
it.
that jazz is metal.
It
Oh,
is.
yeah.
Absolutely.
It just has a distortion pedal on it.
Yes.
Try some of them chords, dude, with some fucking metal on it.
With some
You know
girth
what I mean?
behind it.
Yeah, man.
All
Yeah,
the gain.
all the gain.
All the gain. Don't scoop the mids.
Don't scoop the mids.
Don't
That's it,
scoop
bro.
the mids.
You're not cutting through those cymbals if you scoop the mids.
Yeah, tell that to Omerta.
But unless you're fucking cranking it
Yes.
uber loud.
Yes. Never scoop the mids.
Yeah.
So the one last question I do want to ask you about brides is,
Sure.
you know, I feel like just from people that I've talked to that have met him and just stuff you see online, you know, was Andy as cool as he seems?
Andy's awesome, man. Shout out to Andy, by
Yeah.
the way. Shout out to Andy and everybody who's in Black Belt right now.
He seems so cool, like just such a down to earth guy. I haven't had the pleasure of meeting him, but I was just always curious.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what? Shout out to Sandra Alvarenga. She was our drummer for Black Belt Brides, even in the Knives and Pens video.
Okay.
There's a female. Her name is Sandra.
I was gonna say, I think I
Alvarenga.
knew that, but I didn't know her
Shout
name.
out Sandra as well.
Nice. Hell yeah, man. So
So shout out to my brides. You know what I mean? Our version of Black Belt Brides. You know.
absolutely.
Absolutely. And
So-
shout out to the new brides as well, of course.
Yeah, I mean, there's basically
And the old brides.
two different bands, right?
Yeah.
So
And I
yeah.
think the oldest of brides.
Yes, you are. You are OG bride. Yes. So you move on from Black Veil Brides, and what follows directly after that? Do you come back to Ohio right after that? or-
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. So I'm on the same label, and I switch over to bands. Now, I'm not going to mention this band, but I will tell you that I was in this band, and they decided they was going to steal all of my gear, guys.
Oh,
All of it.
thieving bitches.
Stole my wallet.
Did you
stole
get
my
Dave
Social
Mustaine?
Security cards.
You got
stole
Dave
all my
Mustaine.
Clothes, bro.
Did
Like,
that
I was
happen to
like,
Dave Mustaine?
Oh, they stole your clothes?
Like, why would you do that? First off, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't do a damn thing to you
right.
at all whatsoever. My singer had fired the bass player and the guitarist. Like, we had just got home from a tour, and we had just got rid of our keyboardist on tour. Like, we apparently just dropped
Everybody's
this
fired.
chick off in Chicago
Yeah.
and left her there in Chicago and just drove away. Like, I was
Wow.
That's kind of
what is going on here?
right.
It should be fine. Like, what the fuck?
Right.
So anyways, yeah, be careful. Like I said, man, it's a very weird, shifty business, man, and be careful who you know what I mean,
Yep.
associate with at times, because I'll be first to
might
admit
get
some
left
of
in
those people
Chicago.
are just not very good people, bro, and are
Yeah.
only after your wallet. and
You're a
your-
better man than I am because I just said their fucking name. So shout out to you for being a bigger man than
I'm
me.
not giving any clout to anybody who doesn't deserve it.
That's
you know
fair.
what I'm saying?
That's valid.
Yeah.
Have you ever had anything stolen from you at a show or anything?
It is the worst. Tell them
I
it's the
have,
worst, bro. We all have had it done.
I had a cheap bass that I let someone borrow once, and
those bastards.
never got it back. But
How cheap
I
is cheap?
wasn't too heartbroken. Well, I bought it more for the case it came in. Right, I bought it from.
It's like he's got fuck you money, so he just bought
No,
the
it
base
was
because he
like
needed the case.
someone was selling a bass and its hard shell case for like $150.
Where
and
the
I
hard
was
shell
like-
case was worth what you paid.
I was like, well, the hard shell case is worth $100, $50 for fuck that bass. I
Facts.
just, something to kind of practice on or dick off.
but never
on.
like
And-
your personal shit stolen at a show before.
No, but I've left a lot of guitar stands at shows.
You and Preston both.
Yeah. I've
That's
been there,
hard.
done that.
Did I tell you that Preston texted me the night before the Buckeye City Motorsports deal and was like, "Hey, do you have any guitar stands that I could borrow for the show?" I'm like, "Bro, quit leaving them at venues."
Yeah, man.
Well, look, we have two in this garage and they're mine. Preston has one somewhere. I think. No, the one that he did have in here, I think he left it at a show.
See?
He's got one at his house, but I think he leaves it there. So I ended up just grabbing the stand out of my house that I leave in my room. I grabbed it and these two stands so that we would have three. Because when we were going to be taking breaks, I didn't want to like set a fucking guitar on asphalt.
You did have to play a 3-hour set, so
Right.
So I'm gonna top it all right here.
Okay, let's go.
One time I had this Gibson SG, and it got ran over by a Ford Explorer. Like ran over.
Like,
So like, how does that happen?
yeah, I was going to
All right.
say,
We need a
I
little
need some
context.
context.
Walk us through
It's
that.
There
story
we go.
time.
All right, here we go. So we had changed rehearsal spaces back in the day.
Okay.
And this is not with any. This is my very, very first band. This is before the Paramedic was the Paramedic. This is old stuff, like 05 old stuff. Damn, I'm getting old.
He just had a moment of realization.
Yeah. Like, what year is it? Jeez. Where was I?
SG getting run over by a Ford Explorer.
I'm sorry. It's so traumatic.
Fuck my whole
So
shit.
yeah, so we're changing rehearsal spaces and we're unloading everything out of the back of this SUV, our bass player's SUV at the time. And I think he thought everything was out from back there. And I'm like heading towards the front door and I hear pop and like a bunch of cracking because it's like one of those old old wooden Gibson cases that just
Oh yeah, I know what you
hear
mean.
the wood
Yep.
splintering. And I'm like, oh my God, I knew it was the headstock and all the string tension. So I get to it and I'm
Oh,
like,
I got cold chills.
I drop to my knees, of course, you know what I mean? I'm like, why?
Did it magically start raining?
Of course.
And the crane shot with looking at
When it rains, it pours, man.
Yes.
So,
Fucking bass players,
man, I
man.
open up what's left of the case, of course, and I'm like, oh, you poor bastard. Headstock snapped. The pickups were like smashed into the guitar. And like, yeah, man, it was really bad. Like, I was like, oh, it was one of those like worn brown specials.
black pick guard,
Yeah.
Tony Iommi looking shit.
Yeah.
So like, did you cry though?
I was
'Cause
gonna say,
would've-
On the inside?
Was it
cried on the outside?
This might sound like a stupid question, but beyond repair, there was no saving it.
Oh, it got saved. I got it back when I got back here to Ohio.
No shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why he was looking at your Gibson over there, like, oh yeah, we can fix this.
Yeah.
Like this is.
I sold it. I sold it to a guy.
Did it get fucked?
Did you tell him that it?
Oh, no. He knows.
You know,
It's a
okay.
wall ornament piece.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he thought it was cool as fuck.
I mean, that's a cool story. Like, hey, this
Yeah, like I was
guitar's-
like, yeah, that was mine. And like, I had it fixed by a very credible fucking luthier. And it sucks that it happened. But I mean, literally, like after like almost 20 years, I got it back. So it was kind of cool.
That's cool. That's like your dad getting his first Chevelle back or something.
He was with me actually when I got it.
Oh, really?
My dad was with me.
Nice.
Which is, yeah, back in the day. Well, like I said, my dad's a musician.
Right.
So we'd take a little
Jazz musician.
Yeah. So we'd take little Guitar Center trips and stuff. That was our spot growing up. That musician's friend.
I did that with my dad too. We would just take trips up to Columbus and hang out at Sam Ash and Guitar Center. We wouldn't buy shit because we're poor, but
They have like jazz.
we'd go and
spots in
play all their
Dayton.
shit.
Yeah,
My dad
man.
just said, "Turn that screaming shit off."
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some of that.
I had to tell my dad, man, if it was too crazy, I'm like, this is Christian music. That's all for God, man.
Yeah. I mean,
They're
that's
screaming for Jesus.
they're screaming for Jesus. That's what I always used to say, Dad. It's Christian
I'm like,
metalcore.
this is under oath. This is As I Lay Dying.
Yeah.
This is
In all
Prada.
reality, As I Lay Dying was considered Christian metalcore.
The Devil Wears Prada.
Christian metalcore. Wolves at the Gate, straight up gospel music.
Come right out of Cincinnati.
Yes, absolutely. Yep. Wolves is from Cedarville.
Who is it again?
Wolves at the Gates.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Cedarville. Dude, we've talked about it on the show before, but
Was it Jerry Springer, the mayor?
of Cincinnati. Yes. We've talked about on this show
Just
like
saying, guys.
how blessed we are in Ohio to have like our metal scene for years, for decades has just been off the chain, dude. Like
I've always said that.
we have produced some of the best metal and rock bands in the world.
Dude, I think the best. Like the whole style that like, we're like,
yeah.
oh, like that's the shit.
We're all angry.
That shit started in Dayton, man. Like that's from us. That's
Yeah.
here.
You talked about the energy, right, in which music is written. from.
Okay, yeah. So I've got this thing, man, where you go and you watch a band play, right? Mm-hmm. And they're just standing there playing their instrument. Wow. That's weak. So you're telling me these people paid that money, that good money, and drove all that distance. And possibly going to be uber tired in the morning for work the next day.
Yeah.
For you to stand there and play, you better put on a damn show.
Yeah.
You
Right.
better have a show. You know what I
Right.
mean? That's where artist differs from the musician. Is like you know what I mean? It's a craft, man. You use your everything as, you know, to your best ability to portray it to the fucking the people out there watching I was having a conversation today at band practice where you trick the listener as far as like you take the person where they think the song is going to go and then it completely takes them somewhere new and they're like, oh, that's what gives you the chills and the goosebumps and stuff when you hear it because you're like, oh. Us musicians, it really doesn't get us as much because we're always counting the measures so we know something's coming when it's coming.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Feel the build up.
I don't even listen to music anymore. I'm counting their measures, man. I literally am like 1 and a 2 and here it comes and it's here it comes. That fucking changed.
Yes.
Yeah, that's music for me these days, man. I'm 28 years in of playing a stringed instrument, and it's not even. It's like down to it's like a 4/4 timing, and like you already know, listening to it, how many measures are going to go before it's like you already know the song before this. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like when you get in the car and you turn on the radio and you already know what's going to be on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
Red Hot Chili Peppers. It's always on here.
How many more times can I hear
Shout out to the Chili Peppers.
Yeah, I think we talk a little bit about kind of pop formulas and stuff like that that are out there, and how a lot of music out there that's very popular is also very predictable because they're all kind of just following the same formula in a sense, and you can really predict what's about to happen.
But people fucking love it.
Yeah.
I mean, I like some of it, you know what I mean?
Dude, I've been listening to some crazy styles of music lately, man. I found this band out of Russia. Shout out to the band Shrezzers.
Oh,
man, they're
we've
fucking
heard
Derek.
that before.
Derek.
Yeah,
Okay.
I still
Shout
haven't
out to
listened to it.
They got a
man.
saxophone
They've
player,
got a
man. It's
saxophone
metal as
player,
fuck.
bro, that harmonizes with the guitar. It's like it is uber
One of our
I think the
best
only reason I
friends.
didn't look them up is because I couldn't figure out how to spell it.
It's like Brazzers.
Yeah.
Shrezzers, like shredding tits.
Of course, it's Brass.
Yeah,
Shredding
right.
tits. So one of our best friends, like he's been on our show a couple times, musician, all that fun stuff. He's our lawyer actually.
Okay.
He mentioned he is obsessed with Shrezzers. So when he hears this episode, he's going to lose his
bro.
shit
Me
that Chris
too.
Hollywood fucking loves
I love
Shrezzers.
me some Shrezzers.
Yeah.
man.
When you said Russia, I was like, Slaughter to Prevail? Deathcore?
Are they from Russia?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, dude.
I don't know where anybody's
Choco
from. Man.
Slaya.
Who?
Choco Slaya is their guitarist for Shrezzers.
Oh, Shrezzers.
He did a
Okay.
lot of YouTube videos of just him playing the guitar from back in the day. You probably recognize him if you saw him. You'd be like, oh, it's that guy's band.
Yeah.
Probably not, because I don't mess with YouTube much, man.
Okay.
I'm like one of the very few out there that just I've never cared to mess with YouTube.
Okay.
I'm on YouTube constantly.
Me too.
I think I got enough
I
of
love
it when
YouTube,
I was
bro.
like,
Probably 12 videos a day.
Yeah.
Shout out to YouTube.
Especially since like one of our largest concentrations of like listens and views comes from YouTube. Like our page on YouTube.
I
is
think for
done
YouTube,
pretty
man,
well.
it's just I'm scarred from what it started out as,
Bro,
right?
it's
Because
not
it was
chocolate rain anymore.
You know, I'd be on YouTube's and I'm on the family desktop and I'm trying to
like in
listen
the
to
90s.
some music and stuff, and it's like a few music videos here and there, and then it'd be some dumb shit like Chocolate Rain or whatever, and then the little unicorn dudes and
Yeah, but you know what was on there in
And-
like 2008? Like Knives and Pins, bro. Like,
yeah,
I mean-
yeah, that's true. But like I'd be on there and it would take forever to load, and then it'd get up there, and then I'd start listening to it, and then over time they started hitting me with ads, and I'm like,
Yeah, I remember when
and
YouTube
then if you
started
close
doing
your
ads.
phone, like it would turn off, and I'm like, this is stupid.
Not
like,
if you
I'm
pay
gonna
for
just-
YouTube Red.
Yeah, you
Or
gotta
I
get
could
the
just pay
premium.
for Apple
Shout out to
Music.
YouTube Red.
Yeah, but Apple Music is just music.
Thanks for taking my money, bro.
They got some videos on
Just saying.
Yeah, but it's probably not as broad as like YouTube
they-
as far
they
as
got-
watching people play and
They
stuff.
got a few music videos on there if you look into it.
So I know, Chris, that you can't talk a ton about what you're doing now, but give us a little peek into what you're working on today.
As far as music goes,
Yeah,
as far as
absolutely,
like what
yeah.
I've just been
Just
chilling.
either.
So I collect instruments and stuff too, and I'm a really big vintage nerd.
Okay,
I
okay.
love the oldest stuff that there is, especially in the Gibson and Fender category. So I'm talking everything from like down to like a 1952 Fender Telecaster and Butterscotch. The first electric guitar mass-produced in production, available to the public. I love those.
You own one?
To get your hand on one, 33, 40 grand for something like that. Like, Jesus.
It's crazy.
Do you own one?
No, I wish.
Fucking hell.
No, but he made
He's been
me a
looking.
sick Relics Telecaster.
Yeah.
He made it with his hands.
I've
like,
made one.
yeah.
So you build guitars too?
I love.
We didn't build this one. I gave it to him as
That's why when I went over and I was looking at the Gibby, like I was like, take a little look here. You know more about that. I'm like, what you got?
You know more about that telly than me, isn't it? Like a special edition.
Yeah, it's.
I forget exactly
you guys
what
know
it
who
is.
Christopher Flemings is? He was.
Why does that sound so familiar?
He was one of the Fender Custom Shop guys. He made some of the custom shop guitars for Fender.
Okay.
He retired.
Okay.
That's one of his models.
Okay.
So he's not even with Fender anymore, but it's from a time period in history from when he was, and they was making the finest of woods, the finest of material, tone woods, you know what I mean, instruments. I had to check that out when I got in here. I saw that case. I was like, oh, is that a Gibby? Is that a Gibby back there? He's like, yeah. Can I take a look at it? He's like, yeah, absolutely.
I have to see.
I got a Fender.
Your
over
intrusive
here too,
thoughts
you can take a
more.
look
Yeah,
at.
big,
So,
big.
That's an 80. Is it an 80 something?
Wait, what is that?
I think it's from the 80s. Yeah.
I thought you said it was like an
81.
86 or
Oh,
something.
that's the year I was born. Let me see that.
Let me see that.
Now.
We get done recording. You have to check it out. You have to check it out. It's sweet. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, dude, I've been looking
For
for
it being
an
as
86
old as it
Strat,
is,
bro.
it's in good shape too.
What color is it?
Green.
Cut the camera, please.
Shit off. I gotta look at it. Yeah.
Fuck it, we'll keep talking. I'm gonna get it out.
Right on, 86 Strat. That's a 37-year-old Strat, bro. Bust that out.
I love
Please.
strats.
It's somewhere in the 80s. I don't know.
That's the
I
year I
love
was born.
Strats.
I'm 37. It's 37 years
Yeah,
old.
man, you got to pick you up a cheap Strat for sure.
I love
Just to beat
strats.
on.
Hollywood's an old man these days, man.
Dude, it's it's all good. We've had older
Grandpa
on here, so-
Hollywood. Oh,
Yeah,
oh
there
okay.
she
It's
is.
is it Tide Pool?
Yeah, she's pretty.
Yeah, that's sick.
I love that guitar. It's a cool looking green. Everybody on YouTube's like, wow, we can actually see what they're describing. Everybody listening to the pod's like, what the fuck are they talking about? Yeah, it's such a cool looking color for being a green, and I'm not a big green fan
Well,
per
you play in
se.
D, don't you?
Is it in D? I don't know what it's in.
Yeah, he's in D. Cool, man.
And that's one of your dad's, isn't it?
Was my dad's until it became mine.
Yeah, that's what happens to most things in this garage. See, I love little music interludes. You don't even have to put one into this show.
Oh, dude, this man is a beast with a looper pedal.
Dude, that's
So
like
I'm like big with pedals and stuff too, guys. I'm like I said, I'm a big nerd. I pulled doors off the hinges and just velcroed them up and just built the sickest of pedal boards type shit where you can just lay down and roll around on it, bro. Literally,
Yeah.
it's gonna be sick.
So talk about your rig right now, like what you're playing on.
Okay.
You gear out a little bit.
Okay, so my rig right now is I'm using two 1968 Fender Bassman cabinets
Okay.
with a Vox AC30. My guitar setups, man, I've got a 52 reissue Telecaster and Butterscotch, so both of us. I've got a 1960s reissue Stratocaster and an ice blue metallic with a mint green guard. I've got I just had a sick Jazzmaster, man. I'm like, I got rid of it, but I'm gonna get another one here soon. But I'm after
ended
another
up with it.
Jazzmaster.
So Tyler's got it now.
So Tyler here on the chat with us has got a few sick guitars of mine, man, that I miss every night. You know what I mean? And I'm like looking around, I'm like,
Don't play them every night.
it
but
used
I
to be
miss 'em
really
every night.
colorful in here, yeah. But now I've got the Strat, the ice blue metallic Strat's cool Porsche color. I've got a 60s Les Paul in a Honeyburst. I've got it was introduced in 1955, 54. It's a junior special.
Les Paul?
Yeah,
I'm not
as
sure.
well. So
Both
I've
of
got
which
the
just came
studio
from me.
and Honeyburst, a junior special and a tobacco burst. And then I've got a Gibson SG3. So it's the Gibson. It's got the 3 humbuckers.
He really
in there.
is just Gibson and Fender. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you?
I'm a Jackson guy. I can't relate. Sorry.
I know there's
I think
a lot
Fender
of
makes those.
there's a lot of people
yeah.
out there that don't like SGs, but
I'm one of them.
I mean, I had a Epiphone
like
SG.
SGs.
My dad and I had an Epiphone SG that I really enjoyed playing on, but like between the Les Paul and the SG, what's your favorite?
Good question.
He's thinking about it.
Good question.
This is like when we say Super
It's a
Strat
very
or Les
good
Paul
question, but I'll tell you what.
Without the sentimental
had a-
value of your SG involved,
Okay.
pure playability and sound.
It's a good question, guys.
We're doing an early this or that here.
I know which one I see you play more.
So I've had an SG for like 16 or 18 years now. 16 years. Like a constant. And it hasn't let me down. And I'll tell you what, since I've had it, it's never, ever, ever needed a neck adjustment. Like at all, ever. Like at all. And it plays like butter.
Probably stays in tune a lot
It
better now
is
Les Paul does.
awesome, man. It is
Yeah.
really, really awesome. Now, the SG, you can get all the way down the neck
Yes.
with ease. Les Paul stop you after like 13, 14, something like that. Or maybe
Yeah.
it's like 16.
I think it's 16, isn't
Yeah,
it?
but you
You
got
can get
21.
down there, just not all the way.
You ain't getting to
You gotta
24.
reach a little bit when you get
You're
down
here to
there.
get
But I
to
mean, how often are you down there?
Unless
Now,
you're
for
Dimebag
me, it's a
Darrell.
weight thing.
Okay.
Okay, it's a weight thing. Now we all know back in the 70s, a heavy Les Paul was the Les Paul.
Right.
If it was heavy, it sounded better. It had more wood in it.
Mm-hmm.
It resonated through the wood. If you had less wood, less resonance. It didn't do it. It's changed for me after jumping around on stage for almost 30 years, man, and just being like, oh,
After you gave yourself whiplash on
Help.
stage a handful
Yeah,
of times,
man.
it starts changing.
help
some
me,
things.
help me.
Help.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I play a Les Paul when I'm sitting down.
I always said it was a weight thing for me too. Like, I have only ever owned Super Strats, whether it's Jackson, Ibanez, Fender. That's all I've ever owned is Super Strat bodies. And anytime I play like Preston's Chapman or his old Epiphone, or he had
We
an
used to whip
LTD.
them around our necks. You know what I mean? We used to throw Les Pauls like around our like getting it heavy. It's like take your head off. if
They're
you're not-
so.
Fucking neck was strong as shit.
You accidentally hit somebody with that, they're dying.
Oh, they're dead. They're
Do
dead.
you remember having the burn? Did you ever get the burn on your neck from the
I
strap coming
never
around?
tried to flip it around, but I.
Oh, bro, it tears your neck up.
Rookie shit.
Oh,
We can
I
never
believe it.
afford to replace the guitar.
Listen, bro, this shit is expensive. You talk about giving somebody your guitar, I'm like, "Ee!"
yeah, I know, right?
Oh no, the Les Paul styles for me were always just so ass end heavy that like, and they sit further back on your leg when you're sitting down to play, and then when you're standing up, they really kind of I almost felt like I was pulling the neck down.
Yeah, absolutely.
And for me, I like the weight and balance of the Super Strats better. They're just a little lighter. Again, you know, the resonance thing, yes, but I just prefer something that's a really fast neck, is really lightweight, and I feel comfortable playing sitting up and standing.
Get a tele.
Sitting up and standing down.
Get
Wow.
get a Telecaster.
Yeah.
Get a
Tellys
Relic
are awesome.
Tele.
Man, I play bass. So
Tellys
when I
are
pick
awesome.
up a guitar,
Are you a
like
bass
it's
player?
all. I play bass for the band. I played guitar before though.
What are you playing bass wise? What's your rig setup?
It's just an LTD
Okay.
Harkey
Are
cab.
you playing a 5-string?
4-string.
Okay, cool.
I've
better.
dabbled with the 5 strings.
I don't
I
really
just
mess
don't
with.
love them.
Yeah, like I did a 7-string band. Not that the band wasn't good because they were really good. I signed to Century Media Records with them, but I hated playing a 7-string, guys.
Really, it's too much.
It was like I don't know whether or not to tune this thing an extra high string or an extra low string.
Yeah,
I'm just joking, but I'm just saying. Like I was
Yeah.
like, it's just weird, man. Like I can keep going.
Yeah.
you
You
know,
go lower?
it just keeps
It's
going.
almost like I need my options limited some,
Yeah.
so that I don't get too
So my power
crazy
chord is
about
4 strings now, and you know
Instead
what I
of
mean?
3,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah. I
What?
7s are cool, but like I told Tyler before the show, like I'm going to borrow Preston's and dick around with it. And if I'm like, yeah, this is cool, I really enjoy playing this, then I'll make the investment in one. But until I play on one long enough to, find out whether I really love it or
Yeah.
not. Yeah, I'm not gonna make that investment. I see these guys playing 8 and 9 strings. I'm like, dude, just play a bass.
I did a supergroup band where I had the bass player for a band called Static X.
Ooh.
No shit.
Yeah, his name was Brent Ash.
I love Static X.
Static X.
Clayton Ryan was my singer. Chris something, I forget his name, but he was actually from Beaver Creek. Oddly enough, we went to the same high school. I was a freshman when he was a sophomore, I believe, or a junior. So he's a couple
That's a
years
big
older
school,
than
though.
me.
That's a big school.
Yeah, but I mean, that guy ended up out in Hollywood in my band. Like, huh?
Small world.
Like, you went to Beaver
Small
Creek?
world, dude.
Yeah. What? That was just uber cool.
Super
So,
group? Hell yeah, it's cool.
yeah, dude. And like, he had already been doing stuff, and was like, he was already out in Hollywood. And I was like, what are you doing out
What band was he
here?
with at the time?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't know, but he was really, really good too. Like, he was really good. Please.
Yes, please, Tyler.
Yeah, I could still go. And
Heaven's Door. Heaven's Door.
I did a couple groups. Okay, so let's get back to where we were. I'm gonna back way up because we left where we were
yeah,
at.
go for it. We go on tangents on the
Okay.
show all the time.
Okay, so you asked me what I did immediately after Black Veil.
After
right? Is
Black
that where
Veil,
we were?
yes.
Okay. Dang. It was a minute ago.
Oh, yeah.
So I ended up joining another band. Like I said, a bunch of my stuff got stolen. So I was set back. I was put on hold, man.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. Someone
Right.
just basically stole the keys to my Lamborghini. I can't drive anymore.
Pretty much.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're the Lamborghini.
Yeah. So good thing I modeled for clothing lines and stuff, man, because I was sent a bunch of clothing.
I
and
think
like
I knew that.
My sponsors and stuff really helped me out through like some times, man, when I really, really needed it because, a couple bad apples, man, for no reason. Not everybody's a good person.
Correct.
I'm not saying they're not these days at all. I wouldn't know, but I mean,
It's pretty shitty. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's fucked up.
like, you don't understand what you took when you took it. You know what I mean? Like, that's stuff that like my parents got from me when I was a kid type shit. Like,
Yeah.
what are
Well,
you
I mean,
doing,
somebody
bro?
that's passionate about music, man, that's taking your...
Yeah, I'm like, did you just steal my trophy? You know what I mean? Like, I wanted to have that,
Right.
to pass that on to my kid,
Yeah.
and you don't understand what you're
No,
doing.
and they didn't
what I
care.
mean? Yeah.
So,
Anywho, stuff like that happens, and
So can I
you
can I
literally
ask
gotta be,
just
like,
just to add
mentally-
to the agony? Can I ask what all was stolen?
oh man, all my Les Pauls and my Marshall, and like I
it
said,
was
my
everything. It just
my
wasn't...
Social Security card, my wallet, all of my
How does that go down though?
clothes.
Like, how do they get away with your stuff?
We just got home from tour. Everything was still in the van. My singer decided he was going to fire. I was asleep upstairs.
He got Dave Mustaine. Dave Mustaine got fired in his sleep.
Yeah, bro. And
They didn't steal his shit though, did they?
I fucking woke up and I went outside to get my stuff out of the van, and the van was gone. And I was like, where are they at? So we call. And he answers his phone. He's like, oh, sorry. Dude got sick, so fucking, we're at the hospital. We'll probably be here all night. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll see you guys when you get back then. Just checking on you guys. Because I'm a good dude.
Yeah,
Like,
just
you're
trying
my
to be a
band
good
members,
person.
and I just want to make sure you're fine.
I'm lightweight shit.
It had nothing to do with it, right?
Balls aren't here.
I didn't even know anything had went down at this point. So I'm like, I wait the full day and they don't show up. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's a little more serious. You know what I mean? Because he had like stomach issues on tour, where he had like ulcers or some shit like that. It was terrible, by the way. Yeah, and the dude was like addicted to coffee and just like wouldn't stop drinking it. It was wild.
That's a weird addiction
Like
to
I
have.
said, yeah, man.
Yeah. I mean, I got addictions, but...
You're gonna
yeah.
the shit keeps shifting, man. Whether or not it's members, you get these quirks, man, and it just seems weird. You're like, oh, I don't know if I can live with that.
Right, yeah, right.
You know what I mean? I'll be in the fucking vehicle with this person for the next 15, 16 hours.
And I'm
That's
assuming
like
you
from here
never
to
got your
Texas.
shit back.
No, never. I never
Oh
got
my
anything
God.
back.
And they never contacted you again?
Oh, bro. Well, I got a couple things back, and check out how it happened. So I'm at a friend's house, and I'm telling the same story. And I mentioned the guy's name. And he's like, he mentions the guy's name back, and I'm like, yeah, that's him. And he goes, that's my roommate. He was like, your amp is which one? And I'm like, tell him which amp I had. And he's like, it's in my living room right now.
No shit.
I was like, take me to your leader. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get in the fucking car now. You know what I mean? I've got a meeting.
What's in the fucking box?
Yeah, dude. So I call homeboy up, and he's not home. But I already got my stuff out. Okay?
Right.
Like, I already got my stuff. And, shit, I'll go ahead and admit it. I took his shit, too. I took his gear.
Yeah, I would
as
too.
well.
Yeah, I would too.
How does it feel, dog?
Bro.
You know what I mean?
Eye for an eye, dude.
Because I didn't get it all back. Like,
No.
They was selling shit and da-da-da to survive and da-da-da because these guys weren't even from California. One was from Chicago and the other one was from Florida.
You should have fucked his girlfriend too.
Now the girls that I was getting, man, compared to the girls that everybody else was getting, they're just on two different levels.
Two different
bro.
levels
It's
of
just
female.
literally on two different levels. So like, I'm a real picky kind of guy too, man. Like, I'm just a picky guy. I gotta
Bro,
say.
I would've-
I'm like I am with my instruments with my girls, bro. I'm like, hey, you got a fucking Bigsby or not? Is it whammy access?
Oh, fucking hell. Let me see that trim low,
Yeah.
baby.
Does she have a whammy bar?
Dude, I would have
Not a
I would have stole their shit too. I would have done the same damn thing. Motherfucker, you gonna take my shit, dip out, and then I'm gonna find it
Yeah,
and then
like,
find
I'm
your
like-
shit too? Guess
Yeah,
what?
man. Like,
You're now minus
how
some shit.
dare you?
Yeah.
Yeah, how dare you?
So you're doing the modeling thing. You know, what's musically what kind of opportunities come next after that? Because I know you were in a tough spot.
Yeah. Okay, so so that band's done, and that was the band immediately after Black Veil. Actually,
Yes.
no, it wasn't. I did one with Pan. He was the other guitarist with Black Veil.
Okay.
I left that one. I feel like I left that probably a little early, but I was looking for, if it didn't pop right then, I'm jumping to the next.
Yeah.
I was real business oriented when it came to, like, I was out networking all the time.
Yeah.
Which is probably why I kept getting the job over and over and over. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
like I just kept knowing everybody, and it was like, yeah, homeboy's cool, and he's been playing for like 30 years. You know what I mean? He's not known to fuck people over, and he's a good person. He's from the fucking Midwest. You know what I mean? He's from the state. Ohio is for lovers.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
yeah, the last thing I want is your belongings. You know what I mean?
Man, I feel like we're pretty
good,
cool.
man.
We're from
Yeah.
Ohio, you know, we're pretty cool dudes.
We're good out here.
I
we're
like
good
to
out
think
here
so.
in Ohio. At least I hope.
I'd like to
You
think
know
so.
what I mean? I talked shit though when I got back here to Ohio. I was like, it's slow. Like, I was like, everything's slowed
Oh,
down
dude,
a
I couldn't
lot.
imagine how slow it felt.
From going, I mean, even just like talking was like, it was just real slow paced.
Yeah.
California, we're like, what? Like, oh yeah, yeah. You're like, what the fuck did you just say?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Run that by me again? Yeah.
Yeah. So I was used to that.
I
Right.
need you to slow it down about 90 BPM.
I
here.
literally, yeah, dude, like, I was like, where are all the helicopters? Where are the police officers?
Yeah.
Where's the activities?
Why is it not 103
Where's the
degrees?
things to do?
Yeah.
That's not a dance club.
Your first winter back here.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
This is why we went to Christian venues growing up and fucking skateboarded and jumped into the ball pit. I'm sorry, the foam pit.
Foam pit. There
Yeah,
you go.
The ball pit too. Fuck it. You know?
Yeah, sure.
The ball pit.
Hey, man, I have fun at fucking McDonald's Playland, too. You know what I mean?
I've only been thrown out of 3.
Sorry,
so
so I'm a dad now, guys. I'm a dad. I have a 7-year-old boy.
Yeah, I take
Yeah.
my kids. I take my kids to Playland. I'm like,
Are we all dads here?
Yes.
Everybody dads here?
Yes.
All right,
Yep.
cool.
Yep.
Cheers.
Yay.
Cheers to being a dad, man, dad life.
Cheers
Yes.
to raising new metalheads.
We got there, huh? Man,
I think we made it. I think we're doing okay. I
chicks
think
let us do that to them, huh?
yeah, apparently. That's
Man.
what the DNA test said, you know. I'm kidding, babe. I fuck with her so much on this show. I can't believe she hasn't left me yet.
That's awesome.
I must be laying down some halfway decent Peter.
As soon as she watches it, though, she's gonna be out.
Yeah, she's out.
I don't know. The mullet will
Shout
probably
out to
reel her
his
back
wife.
in.
Yeah, I do got the old Mississippi mud flap looking halfway decent. So.
It is a nice mullet.
Thank you,
man.
sir. Appreciate
I used
it.
to rock that.
I just had like long hair, and then I got tired of it. Like, obviously, I work in agriculture. I'm outside working all day, every day. It's hotter than fuck, and I'm like, I'm tired of it being.
All right, I've
on my
never
ears.
rocked that, but I would rock that.
Yeah, hey. So I told the old lady, I said, I'm going back to the mullet. I had a mullet. 2 years ago, and she's like, absolutely.
And you should. Anybody that can grow a mullet that nice and maintain a mullet that nice,
That's the
should
healthiest
have a
looking mullet I've ever
Thank
seen.
you.
No
dude.
doubt.
Well, when you have naturally curly hair, it makes it easier. Like if I just
say the curls
Yeah,
really
if-
set it off.
if I
Not
just
only that, look at that motherfucker shine.
hey,
That thing
you
is
got some oils in it, bud.
thank you. Thank you. I try to keep
Motherfucker
my
put
hair
some
down.
That's what
fucking
dreams are made
cocoa
of.
butter in that
He said
motherfucker.
that's what dreams are made of.
Put some coconut oil
I
in
can't
that shit every
grow- I
I
night.
can
can't
smell
grow
it
as-
from here. It smells great.
Business in the front, moisturized goodness in the back.
I can't grow as elite of a beard as Tyler, so I do it through my hair. So, you know.
He does have a really nice beard too.
He has a
Yeah.
fantastic
I wish I
beard.
could grow a beard like that, man.
Same.
You just do it.
So,
Do you see these patches, bro?
Yeah, I mean it buffs. I promise.
so you know you're doing a couple different bands, and how do you end up back home? Like, what brings you back home?
So my mom got cancer.
Oh,
Believe it or
jeez.
not, man. My mom got cancer.
Okay.
And like I said, I was in LA. Like when I left here, when I went to LA, I stayed gone.
Yeah.
Like I stayed gone. I was so busy and touring and da da da. Like realistically, you have to sacrifice a little bit of your life as well as a little bit of your sanity.
Sure.
And just because all the shit that you're gonna go through, this is not this is an uphill battle, man.
Music business is not for the faint of heart,
yeah,
man.
Only the strong will survive. And that's the truth, man. You know, when you get online and you look at LA and you see a lot of those homeless people out there, a lot of those people that are homeless came there to the land of opportunity, which is LA. That's what it's called, for a reason. You know what I mean? A lot of those homeless people were the most talented people in the world. You'd never know it.
They
You know
bet
what
the
I mean?
farm and never made it.
They got told no once and didn't know how to take that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, you think I've ever been told no? Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, I've been told no. But it's going to take more than somebody telling me no for me not to do it. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
right.
Like,
Yeah.
I got my hand in the cookie jar. You know what I mean?
Right.
Shit tastes good.
Oh,
I tasted one cookie
Yeah,
and I
man.
was in that bitch.
I'll have another, please. You know, so like I said, it's cool to be able to travel our country too and be able to see like what our country has to offer, as well as my fans and stuff too. Like shout out to all of my fans and stuff too. Without you guys, like none of this would even be a thing. You know what I mean? Without them, we wouldn't even have met each other. You know what I
Right.
mean? Kind of thing. So
Yeah.
that's very, very cool. So shout out to all you guys. Appreciate
yeah,
you.
absolutely. We say that all the time about whether it's fans of Screaming Evidence, you know, the band, or if it's fans of the pod. You know, we say it every week. We could not continue to do this without them.
Absolutely.
They
Absolutely.
drive everything.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're doing this for them. So
Yeah, because I mean, I would just sit in the house or in the garage and play a little music here and there. But you know, having the opportunity to go out and play. I mean, I've never toured or anything, but like having that opportunity to go out and play and people showing up to play, and that's what motivates me to practice regularly and stuff like that.
When you start to tour, like when you go around and you play shows, it's hard at first because like you go and you'll spend all this money on this big gear and you'll write songs and you'll go to play a show and there's nobody there. There's nobody there.
Yeah.
You're playing to the other bands kind of thing. I remember those days. Just know that I was there too.
yeah.
You know what I mean? We were all there. You know what I mean? I also kept a musician's friend magazine in my book in school. You know what I mean? It was just like start playing guitar and like, listen, well, that would be sick, you know.
Yeah. Did you ever play Warped Tour?
Of course.
Yeah,
of
I figured
course.
you did.
Yeah, dude.
Was that like I was gonna ask you a couple questions.
That's my favorite tour of all.
Yeah, was it your favorite tour?
Warped Tour, bro.
Yeah.
What a historic tour to play. Kevin Lyman. Shout out to Kevin Lyman, by the way. Thank you for allowing me on your tour bus. That was awesome. That was
I mean,
really, really
Warped Tour
cool.
was the most fun to go to, too.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I just saw a video from Warped Tour 2000 of the drummer for Green Day lighting his drums on fire on stage.
Oh yeah,
that's metal as fuck.
Trey was definitely on some shit. You're right.
That was crazy.
So what was Warped? You said Warped Tour was your favorite.
It
right?
always has been.
Yeah.
Ever since I've been a little kid, man. Every year when Warped Tour came around, do you remember the talk about when Warped Tour was coming? He going to Warp.
Oh,
You going to
dude,
Warp this year.
it was the biggest thing.
When we were in high school, for
Oh,
sure.
it was
Yeah,
just it was every
guys.
like you could not
Yeah.
wait to go to Warped Tour.
The first time I ever crowd
I never
surfed
went,
was
but
at
I always
Warped
wanted
Tour.
to.
Oh, it was amazing. Warped Tour was incredible.
You hear me? First time I ever crowd surfed Was it Warped Tour?
Warped Tour.
I was watching the starting line. Tell me what you thought about when you were young. It was the shit. Joan Jett played right before them. That was cool. I got to see Katy Perry at Warped Tour.
Nice.
Katy Perry played Warped Tour. What are you doing here?
That
was
yeah,
so
what
cool.
are you doing here?
She was dating Trav McCoy of Gym Class Heroes.
Oh, okay.
How many? Look at my girlfriend.
How many bands
I
did
remember
you
that song.
do Warped Tour with? Like, how many different bands did you do Warped Tour with?
Just the one.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
After that, dude, guys, I did the Taste of Chaos tour too. I opened up for My Chemical Romance, Killswitch Engage, Bullet My Valentine. It was do you guys remember the Taste of Chaos?
Is that with the Paramedic?
It was the Winter Warped Tour as well. It was called the Taste of Chaos. It was a Winter Warped Tour.
Winter Warped Tour. No.
Came on. Okay, I don't know if you guys knew about it then. Anyways, there was a Winter Warped Tour that happened too, man. So when it wasn't warm,
Yeah.
and you weren't like out you could go to the other one. It was an indoor one at like Hera Arena or some shit like that. But it would always have like big bands and stuff.
Fucking
that
Hera.
played.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So that was fun. After that, like I said, I ended up moving out to California and da-da-da. So I did some stuff here in Ohio actually before I ended up going out to California. So then I started dating like models and shit, and modeling as well. And I did a TV show with Christopher Knight of the Brady Bunch and Adrian Curry, America's Next Top Model.
Mm-hmm.
I shot commercials for like Zippo lighters and there's a couple other things I can't get right off the top of my head, but I stayed pretty busy, man. If it wasn't music, I've literally had my hands in something.
Christopher Knight a cool guy?
Say it again.
Is Christopher Knight a cool guy?
Yeah, Chris is cool, man. His wife is even cooler.
Yeah.
Adrian Curry is awesome.
Nice.
Actually, I don't think they're married anymore, but I might be mistaken.
Okay.
on that.
Yeah, I'm not
don't
sure.
quote me.
I mean, I watched the Brady Bunch. So
Yeah, Marsha. That's what I thought was cool. Like I was like, all right, if any of these younger ones aren't going to get it, then these older ones are definitely going to get it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's cool that I can put myself in a scenario that relates to, you know what I mean? With this, it relates to these guys. With this, it relates to these guys. So when I got back here to Ohio, I started a vape juice company as well. It's called Hollywood Nights.
Nice.
A top seller in Ohio, Indiana, and Kentucky. So I've kind of been doing that as well. I'm a 4-time award winner.
Hell yeah, dude.
I fuck around a little bit, guys.
Bro,
I
you've
was so
stayed
busy.
busy.
Bro, I was
man.
gonna say, like, dude, you've done.
Cheers. Cheers, guys.
I guess we're getting fucking drunk tonight.
Cheers to the grind.
You've done music on the biggest level possible. You've done TV. You've done modeling. You own your own business. You've done a little bit of everything, and I guess, like, you know, you could say, because you have kids now and all that, but like, how do you stay motivated to keep doing all of these things at such a high level and like not find yourself getting burnt out on anything? Like, what's the key to that?
Now, we do get a little burnout at times.
Sure.
I've my like meditation is like my guitars. It still involves my music and my stuff. It's my craft, and I know that these are my instruments. It's weird. If you think of a guitar as a wizard wand, and you can make people feel a certain way by waving your piece of wood and doing a little diddle-a-doo,
Yep.
you are now sad.
You are not
You
saying.
know what I mean? When the whole crowd on stage is listening to every word you say,
Yep.
and you're like, part the crowd, and they move.
Yep.
There's a form of energy there that's like, it's unmatched.
Like a religious
It
experience.
is literally, you have to go through it to understand what I'm talking about, but you're so nervous until that first note is hit. But after that first note is hit, it's like an energy comes over you, and it's almost like it's not even you anymore. And you're kind of impressed by the end. You're like, man, that was fun.
Yeah.
And like, I liked the way that made me feel, and I love that I could see how it was making others feel, and it was positive.
Right.
I think I'm going to continue to do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you still get nervous on stage like that before that first note is hit?
I used to, like, a lot. I used to like do laps around the building before I'd come in,
Yeah.
to where I'd just kind of be like, okay, let's play the show, and I can kind of relax, but I'd still be the most hypest guy.
Yeah.
It's my job.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like the right-hand man.
Right.
I say it in a certain way, and I know it's not metal to say it, but I say that I'm the Pete Wentz of every band that I'm in, which is the bass player for Fall Out Boy. He's like the main guy in the band, but he's not the main singer at all. But he's the reason why, in my opinion, he was the screamer. He was the rowdy guy on stage. He'd be spinning and shit. Everybody else kind of doing their thing.
Yeah.
Actually, the guitarist would do this fucking Tasmanian devil thing. It was really, really cool. But other than that, Patrick kind of stood there and did his thing. But the bass player and the other guitarists, the sidemen, are the show. You know what I mean? The
Right.
ones fucking. Or do you guys remember Story of the Year?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love those guys.
Love Story of the Year.
Remember when they were like roundhousing over each other and like backflipping off the ramps
Yes.
and shit? Like, what happened?
Damn.
I don't have that kind of energy.
Who does that?
Or athleticism.
And I'm not talking like off a
landing.
half stack. I'm talking like a full stack. Like
Yeah.
backflipping off a full
Man, their poor
stack.
knees, bro. Energy.
All it takes is to kick it the wrong way, bro, and you're landing
You're
on
eating
it.
shit. You are eating shit in the biggest way
You're
possible.
going through your 12s, bro.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thousands of
calling an
people.
ambulance
In front of thousands of
and,
people.
Oh,
Yeah.
You
no.
need new gear. Like that could be so bad.
It is a wrap.
Bro, my favorite, you
Tour's
talk
over.
about Story of the Year. My favorite Story of the Year song is Our Time Is Now.
Okay.
I
love that fucking song,
Yeah. Our time is now. Like, I
Yeah.
fucking love that song. That song was like, when I first heard it, I was like, okay, I got to look up the tabs because that's dope. And it was like surprisingly harder than
Was
I
it
thought
on the
it was gonna
Neighborhoods
be.
album?
On the what?
Was it on the Neighborhoods album?
Brother, I couldn't tell you the name. It's a black album with like lime
old, I'm
green
sorry.
lettering.
I
It's
think
got lime
that's a
green
newer
lettering.
album, if I'm not mistaken,
No, it's mid 2000s.
isn't it? I didn't think it was like incredibly
It had
old,
like
though.
a body outline in red, and it had like
Nope.
a neighborhood.
No, this
That's
one's
not it.
green.
This one's green. It's black and green.
Okay.
Like the lettering is lime green.
I don't ever think I even heard that album.
Yeah, that song goes really hard.
Yeah,
but it's funny you mention them because I think they just put out a new song too. They're like back. So
It's about time.
yeah,
Oh
right.
man, that was
Their refs were the
2005.
shit.
2005.
Like
That's about
I said,
what I thought
man,
it was.
05 was like the golden
Dude, 05 is the
year,
golden year of
bro.
metalcore or of metal.
The
Period.
year I bought my first SG.
Yeah.
Change your life.
Yeah,
Bought
because
my
Until
first
the Day I
Gibson,
Die
it
was
was an
2003,
SG.
and I remember watching that music video
Yeah.
in like 3rd grade.
Yeah.
So those guys have been doing it.
They've been doing it a long time.
Yeah.
So I am curious. Bring Tyler into this conversation.
What's up?
That changed my
No,
life.
not you, Tyler. Not you. You just sit there.
I'm used to being the only Tyler in the room.
Okay. How did you two meet? And like, how did? Oh, this will be an interesting story. Like, how did this friendship come about?
He's my massage therapist.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fair.
No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
He didn't like. Back
He's a
off.
gearhead. Don't
Yes.
let him fool
Well,
you. This
here's
guy
how
is
it
also a
goes.
gearhead.
I hired Chris Hollywood to start cutting my grass, and then he came in one day like, "Hey man, how do you play those sick fucking riffs?" And I was like, "Bro, let's go back outside and keep cutting the grass, and don't let me catch you sneaking drinks from the hose again."
It's all true. It's all true. No, we actually we met just through the gear pages and shit like
Okay.
that. Just talking gear and stuff like
Yeah.
that. We pointed at each other's gear and be like, "Oh, that's awesome that you have that." Like, "Oh, is that a Chicago Music Exchange exclusive?" I already know that there's only 200 of those made. Like,
Yeah, and it's shell pink, and I traded it away.
shell pink, man. The
So you guys were
rarest
like,
of
just
colors.
We've been long time trading buddies. We actually met through this. Like, should we tell it on air or should we
Dude,
not?
that's
Because I mean, if he watches it, but fuck that guy too.
okay. Yeah, go ahead. 'cause this is a good story. If you guys want some shit,
Oh, we
gonna
always
tell
want
it.
some shit, bro. We
I'm
get
not gonna tell it,
controversial
but
on this
I'm gonna
Okay, so
I'll stifle in here.
we met through this guy who I'm not going to say his name, but he was from Beaver Creek, and I'm pretty sure he was a serial killer.
We're off to a good start.
All true.
All factual. All factual.
I watched him
Facts,
do it.
guys.
So this guy was like this delusional bassist who thought he was amazing. But let me back up. I saw this Kirk Hammett guitar on Marketplace.
Guys, yeah.
The one your Kirk Hammett guitar?
No,
okay.
a different one. And so he was trying to pass this off as a legit Ouija Kirk Hammett guitar.
Which is like a $5,000 piece.
Well, unless you get the LTD but anyways.
Anywho, sorry.
Okay, now
I-
hold on. I found the guy on the marketplace too because he had that guitar app.
Okay.
But if you looked in the background on the wall, there was a bunch of Gibsons. So I hit him up. And I was like, who are you?
Yeah,
Who
and
are
I hit him
you?
up.
Who
about
are
the
you? You
Kirk
got all
Hammett
these
guitar.
gibbies on the wall back there.
Right.
Those are some nice ass guitars.
And so mind you, Chris had just met this dude as well.
Yeah.
And so I go to look at the guitar. It's a bullshit stickered up LTD.
It was
And
fake.
I was like, dude, I'll give you $100 for it. And anyways, he was like, no, that was special edition. It was made like that, and there was only so many made. And he was still trying to bullshit me. So he goes and grabs his phone, and he's like, do you know who this is? He has Chris on FaceTime. And he's like, this is Chris Hollywood from the Black Veil Brides. And so Chris gets on there. He's showing me like some Gibsons and stuff. We're talking. We hit it off. It's cool, whatever. So I didn't know this dude was a psychopath at this time. He has all these nice-ass Gibsons and Fenders, dude. And I'm talking like vintage fucking $5,000 Gibsons.
Yeah,
like
man.
not no fucking elementary shit.
Yeah.
This dude had
Can't even hit it. You know what I mean? Like
top tier fucking guitars.
He's like, yeah, I'm a guitarist.
But he can't play.
No, I didn't know
E
that.
chords,
I didn't
no
know
G
that at the
chords,
time,
no D,
so it
you know
wasn't
what I mean?
weird
Like,
yet.
no, like-
It wasn't weird yet.
I bought the
We'd be
Kirk
like-
Hammett guitar off of him for $100.
It'd be like that.
Yeah.
What's your hand doing, bro?
And so my only impression of this dude is, okay, he's got all these $5,000 guitars. He knows this Chris Hollywood guy. He's legit, whatever.
Did he
So
tell you
this
I
dude
went
likes-
to Germany with him? or
Yeah,
something?
this guy starts becoming like try to be my best friend, and he's telling me, yeah, man, I've been to Germany with Chris Hollywood, and I've been on tour with him all over the world,
Jeez,
and
this is
he
wild.
gave me one of these Gibsons, and
He was
then-
trying to get you in his sex dungeon.
yeah,
And I
dude.
just
He was
met
going to have
this-
you put the
this
fucking
guy,
lotion in the
yeah.
basket.
Because anyways, we know from the last episode that I was a drug addict and stuff, but I had just got out of rehab and needed to like make some money, and he was hitting me up like, oh yeah, man, I'm proud of you for getting your life straightened out. And he was like, I'm moving, and he was like, if you come help me move, I'll give you a bunch of free guitars.
Yeah, I think I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, before the show last time.
Yes.
Yeah, man. So I go over there, and he showed me this new Gibson acoustic he got. It's like a $5,000 Gibson acoustic. I was like, damn, it's fucking nice as fuck. And so I play it a little bit, and then I hand it to him, and he tries to play.
I did the same thing.
He like tries to play Enter Sandman, dude, and like plunks it, and I'm like, okay, this just got like to the highest level fucking weird.
Yeah. I was
Like, how do you have
wow.
all these tens of thousands of dollars of guitars?
Are
and you
these
can't play
inherited
everything?
somehow?
Dude, and then this
or-
dude's
Right.
and then this dude's doorbell rings, and he like fucking goes into like a PTSD
It's not even the hold on,
freak
hold on.
out.
This isn't even like the craziest part. What he's about to get into is so wild. You guys are gonna be like, "Whoa!"
Oh fuck!
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Are you listeners ready for this?
I don't know if they've been drinking as much bourbon as we have, but you should be.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Tell him what happened, bro.
Dude, so this guy fucking his doorbell rings while I'm there helping him move, because I think he's just a cool dude with a lot of money that has a lot of guitars,
bunch of guitars,
and
right,
knows some
right.
people and whatever. So I go to help this guy move. Mind you, he lives in a really nice house in Beaver Creek. So I'm there helping him move shit into a trailer, and his doorbell rings, bro. He grabs a fucking AR-15, locks one in the fucking chamber, and he's like, "Who the fuck's knocking on my door?" And I'm like, "Oh my god,
We're rowdy in
I'm gonna die
Ohio.
here. I got dropped off here."
Vows for lovers.
I got dropped off here. I have no means
I
of
got-
escape.
I got dropped off here.
Yeah, I'm gonna die today.
He's pulling up the Uber app.
Dude, and then like he's like calling his wife, telling her she's a choice words for not being there helping him move shit, because he's all like disabled and shit. And me and this other guy are there helping him move, and we're like trying to move this freezer out of his basement, and it won't fit. So this is probably like a $250,000 house.
This is where it gets weird, guys.
Dude.
It wasn't weird yet.
This motherfucker
Nope.
takes a sledgehammer and starts beating the walls out of his basement so that we can
This is
fucking
where it
get
gets
this
weird.
freezer out of there, dude.
Oh my goodness.
Beating and gets his fucking
I
saws
just
on.
left the fucking freezer. Jesus.
Cuts entire walls out and is having like a fucking manic
You can make a
freak
guitar
out
with
with this
that
me,
wood,
dude. And I'm
man.
like, what the fuck, dude? So the only thing I could figure is that this dude got all those guitars by trapping accomplished guitar players, and those are his trophies. That's the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah.
Chris, you made it out alive, brother.
Bro, I like went over to his house to also look at his guitar collection, and it was also weird.
Yeah.
So I started also playing. And while I was in the middle of playing, he had like a TV and a video game set up, and he was like, "I have your song on this shit." And he was like playing my song for me, right? And like I was like, "Oh, that's awesome. That's cool. That's cool." And I was like, "Well, play me something." And he couldn't play a damn thing. And I was like, I'm looking at the wall, like I'm like, dog.
This is sus.
He had this really nice Pelham blue double cutaway too. It's so nice. It's so nice.
Dude, and the weirdest thing was he would because he would call us drunk. He would video chat me and Chris drunk, telling us, "Oh, we're going to start a band," and he would never let us get in the chat alone without him. And the first night he got drunk and was like, because he would me and Chris would sit on there playing guitar, and he would sit there staring at us, bro, for hours, not saying a word. But like, I didn't have Chris on Facebook or anything, so it was like the only way I could get access was if that guy called me with Chris.
Okay, so check this out.
And
so what piqued my interest in Tyler was, so he got us in a 3-way call. It's him, me, and Tyler.
Yeah.
For the first time ever. It's in the middle of the night. I'm chilling up. I'm already playing. I'm doing my things. I'm writing always in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
I do my shit after certain hours because I know that everybody that I care about is asleep. They're in dreamland. I feel like it's my time.
Your time to shine, baby.
Other than that, I'm taking care of a lot of people.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I get my free time. I get my few hours in. From like, I start at witching hour. It's like 3 a.m. till like 6.
So you're on a 3-way video call at like 3 a.m.?
It's just before that.
Okay,
for
gotcha.
those guys.
Yeah, and this guy would never let us get in the chat alone.
Yeah,
like
he
would just say, "Oh, Chris doesn't mess with people like that," and
Yeah.
"Oh, he just he doesn't feel comfortable with you calling him without me."
Yeah,
and
which
so
is
the
weird.
first night this dude got fucking wasted.
I also went to
and
Germany
passed
with
out.
him. You know what I mean? Wink,
Yeah,
wink.
I think they're best friends this entire time.
Yeah,
bro.
so
Known
he's-
each other
yeah.
for years. The
Yeah.
first night this dude passes out on the video call and gets drunk, and it's just me and Chris in there. I was like, "Yo, do you know this fucking guy?" And he was like, "No, I just met him through Facebook and shit." And I'm like,
Hang up and call me on my chat right
I'm like,
now.
Yeah.
he's gonna murder you, bro.
So he was like, okay, tell me what you know. And I'm like, okay, this guy's fucking hard, bro. And vice versa. So we was on chat. And this is why I even called him back on chat. This guy's a badass guitarist. I don't know if you guys have heard him
He's a hell of
play,
a guitar
but
player. Yeah.
he started playing a little Polyphia right off the bat. Like, the first thing I heard was a couple notes, and I was like, remember the first thing I said to him was like, are you hey man, are you playing some Polyphia? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, hang up and call me right back. I wanted him to get out of that chat immediately. Hang up and call me right back. I've been looking for some talent here in Ohio, and goddamn, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, that was flawless.
I mean, looking back, do you think he could have just been a gay though? Because
don't
he would
know.
try. He
Okay.
would,
Been a gay.
Dude, he would. He would go to insane lengths to like try to get me to come to his house.
Wasn't he married?
Yeah,
Okay, check this
but
out.
she was like a bigger woman. She was real nice. She was an engineer for the city of Dayton.
he tell
and
you
shit.
about
Like,
his
I don't know why
moonshine?
she ever put up with his shit. But
Shit. he had going on?
He tried to like he was like, man, you can come over and I'll teach you how to make moonshine.
Didn't he tell you he was going to give us Gibsons and shit?
Yeah,
Yeah, see, guys, there's some shit going on there.
I mean he was either a serial killer or a gay. There's no.
I don't
Or a
wanna-
gay serial killer.
He's like,
Yeah.
I just want to watch.
I mean, Jeffrey Dahmer, bro.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I just want to watch a movie.
I mean,
Sit down.
I feel like he would have took his opportunity when I was there, dropped
sit
off.
back.
I wasn't
His
going.
house.
You already
Party
know
hardy.
I wasn't going. Like, I'm like,
Right.
prime example, bro.
Yeah,
Duh.
fuck that. He was either a serial killer or a gay.
Either way, it didn't end up good for either one of us, unless we got Gibsons.
Exactly.
Why? Because it's fucking metal.
Yes, correct.
This metal is
He
shit.
did give me 4 free guitars to help him move his house, though.
That's crazy.
Like, I mean, they were cheaper
Can you guys
guitars and stuff,
imagine?
but
Bro, at least he'd like, listen, if he had, let's say he had a 58 Strat and was like, hey, pee-pee touching, you can have this. Like, what's the limit here?
How much bourbon's involved?
Do I have to be conscious?
Do I have to remember it?
people have to know about it.
What year did the Strat introduce? I think the Strat was introduced in 56.
Yeah, so that'd be like, what, a $50,000 guitar?
It'd be a lot of money
Yeah, it's a lot of monies.
for some pee-pee rubs.
Yeah, I mean, that's like, little quick pee-pee touch. Here's your OG 50 grand
But yeah,
Strat.
meanwhile, me and Chris started talking, and we were like blocking him same time.
Is that what
We
happened?
literally blocked them at
Yeah,
the same
that's
time.
right.
We sent
Bro
screenshots
probably
to
like
each other.
trashed his
3,
house.
2, 1, block.
Yeah,
Bro
screenshot
probably
that
like
shit.
He's out of
demolished
our
his
This
lives.
dude was
house.
a weird.
Was like going to hunt for you. He might still be looking.
So since then, bro, me and Tyler kind of been like that. Like, hey,
Yeah.
man, we survived that.
Oh, dude, we've done,
And we both have tight gear. What's
we've
up?
done several thousands and thousands of dollars worth of gear trades
Oh,
and stuff.
thousands,
Yeah.
guys.
Oh, man.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus.
But that right there is the perfect. So Tyler and I, we became friends through music too. So it's amazing. We've talked about on the show before that you can find lifelong best friends through this passion that we have for this music.
And that's what I was gonna say. You know what? And like, cheers to Tyler. That I fucking found
I'll
his
cheers to
podcast
this dude.
through fucking
Yeah.
music, and
Get
although
in
it
here,
was
Kyler.
crazy,
There we go.
music, it was still music that linked everything together.
So speaking about music, we haven't got to ask you about your, outside of what you play, when it comes to what you listen to, like what is, your genre, or it doesn't have to be genre, but like some of your favorite bands that really shape your music personality.
Okay.
I already know his all-time
Who's your
and
all-time?
his hero.
Yeah, he knows all that. But my right hand was given to me from a certain band from me like learning a bunch of
I
their
know
music.
that one too.
Yeah, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, he knows it.
Who is
I'm
it?
telling you, man, as I lay dying, gave me my right hand.
Phil Segroso?
You already know, bro.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
The dude is a bad
He's insane.
motherfucker.
Bro, his new signature,
Jesus. Yeah, man.
Who does he play?
Kiesel.
Kiesel.
Or no, sorry, not Kiesel, Charvel. Why did I say Kiesel?
Charvel.
Charvel. He's got his signature, a
This one you
new.
don't hear too much of anymore.
There's one sitting right here.
Yep.
Right here.
I just need to put strings on it.
Yeah, but Phil Segroso, dude. He's also in not Born of Osiris. Seosin.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
God, I love
you know that?
Seosin.
Man.
Yeah.
Say
What's Tyler calls Tyler?
That self-titled album, I swear, is probably one of my all-time favorites because every
remember?
chorus is elite as fuck.
Now, is this with Anthony Green singing, or was this with the other guy?
Terrible
singing?
with names. So
Do you remember 7 Years?
7 years.
Yes. Taking on 7 years, the Holy Ghost had left alone.
I've heard that song.
Okay, that was with Anthony Green, the guy who sings "You're Not Alone."
Yeah.
There's more to this.
That
I
album
know.
there.
That's the other singer.
Okay.
The other singer, Anthony Green, is also the singer of a band called Circa Survive.
Oh, Circus Survive,
Man,
dude.
boy.
Let's go.
So
Shout out to Anthony Green.
your right hand
Listen.
comes from Phil Segroso. Where's that left hand come from?
Okay, now this left hand is a little bit of everything.
Okay.
Considering
Okay.
I've learned a little bit of jazz, blues, fusion, Latin, fucking metal, pop punk. It's a plethora of everything, man, that I try to. You'll see me sometimes playing the guitar like this. You'll see me sometimes playing the guitar like this. You know what I mean? And if you do both, okay, what I'm working on right now is something called hybrid picking, where you're holding your guitar pick, but you're
But
also
you're using your
fingers
fingers.
at
Yeah.
the same time.
Can I introduce you to Keith Urban, who is an incredible
bro.
hybrid picker?
He is a badass on the
He's
guitar.
an
isn't he?
incredible guitar player and a elite hybrid picker.
I bought his acoustic.
Keith?
Yeah, I got a Keith Urban at the
Yeah.
house.
I'm not a
Actually, I
fan of
didn't
country,
buy it,
but-
but let's just say I have one at the house. It was given to me from
I've had a
somebody,
couple
but-
things sent to me from him, and I can't deny, dude, his credit.
He plays like
But
23 different
I
instruments.
don't
too.
like.
Is he
I don't
married to
like
Nicole
country.
Kidman?
Yes, he is.
He is married to
I
Nicole
mean-
Kidman.
He just wins already, bro.
Yes, he does.
Have you guys seen Jerry Maguire? I'm
Yes.
just going to say.
Yeah, I think Tom Cruise was still
Jeez.
screwing her at that point. But yeah, Days of Thunder, that kind of
Show
thing.
me the money.
Yes,
Yeah.
show me the money. So yeah, the hybrid picking thing, or country we call it chicken picking.
Chicken picking.
Yep, chicken picking. Yep,
Cheers to that.
chicken picking. Chicken
That's the
picking.
reason why,
Hey,
we play a little
like cheers
Telecasters these
today.
days, bro. There's nothing wrong with a little chicken
Yeah.
picking, dude.
No, it's
And it's very, very technical. And it's
into it.
very
it's so
hard.
funny you talk
Tyler,
about
Don't
you,
leave me hanging, bro.
you talk about As I Lay Dying because that is one of my absolute all-time favorite bands that shaped my music.
The
what I
Shadows Are
love
Security
today.
album,
What's that? Shadows Are Security is the
just before Oceans Are Between.
You
hot
gonna
take.
get this guy going.
Yeah, you're gonna get me going. The most influential metalcore album ever is Shadows Are Security.
You were saying that on the last episode.
I was saying on your yeah.
Absolutely. Just
Yes.
even how they started that.
Bro,
album.
Chris Hollywood agreed with me. Yes.
Like, bro.
Dude,
What?
dude, Confined is like bum, bum, bam, bam, bum, bam, 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 like that song just never. I was saying,
Hand me a guitar, I'll play it.
funny story. Funny story. So like I was in, and I'm sure it's happened to you. I know it's happened to you guys. You get in these like ruts musically where you're kind of burnt out on what you've been listening to.
Okay.
You're kind of like,
Okay, that was where I was going to go next.
yeah, you're kind of like, ugh.
The writer's
So
block.
I got in one of those ruts a couple weeks ago, and Tyler and our other co-host Preston were sending a bunch of songs in the chat. I'm like, guys, I'm just in a rut. I'm not listening to anything. And then out of nowhere, I was like, you know what? I'm tired of being in this rut. I know the one song that'll pull me out of it. And I played Confined, and I'm like, I'm back. I'm back.
There it is, bro.
It's, I mean, instantly brings me back. Yes.
Yeah.
That night. Yes.
It's Christian, bro. It's all for
It's
God,
Christian.
bro.
It's absolutely Christian. Tim Lambesis, you know?
So I model for his clothing line as well.
For Tim's?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's called
So,
Modern Rebellion.
have you met Tim?
Yeah.
Super
Yeah.
cool dude?
Yeah, very cool.
I figured all of his YouTube videos, like, because he's got a side project and then he does the fitness stuff.
Yeah.
And then obviously the As I Lay Dying stuff.
Yeah, because he's jacked, right?
He's
Guys,
fucking
oh my gosh.
huge. He is,
I met the Hulk.
yeah, he is a
He's a metal
massive,
singer.
he is a, bro, his fucking traps, like, he looks like Brock Lesnar.
God damn.
And, like, I don't know how that dude ever wears a shirt with sleeves.
That's where I get this idea from.
Yeah.
Sam goes like,
The cutoff?
Cool shirt, bro.
Yes.
Yeah, he just rips out of them, bro.
I don't, yeah. He just puts a shirt on, like,
Yeah, I modeled for his clothing. I used to live in Vegas. After I left Hollywood, I moved to Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
So Danny Worsnop from Asking Alexandria was my roommate.
really?
He came to the United States. He lived with me.
You were a roommate with Danny Worsnop?
Yeah, before he was known
Jesus Christ.
here in the United
Did the
States.
listeners
Yeah.
hear that? Chris Hollywood was roommates with Danny fucking Worsnop.
I'm sure they know. Yeah. So Danny lived with me, and my girlfriend at the time, I used to date a model named Amore Hilton. And Danny lived with us. So anyway, so fast forward a little bit of time, and
Danny cool dude too?
Danny's awesome,
Yeah.
guys.
He
He's such
seems
a
cool
good
player,
singer,
too,
too,
so
man.
cool. Shout out to Danny Worsnop.
He has an
too, by the
amazing
way.
voice.
Shout
He
out to
does. He's
Asking.
that gravel in his voice.
Yeah.
He seems like such a cool dude.
He's a sweetheart, man.
Yeah.
He's come a long way, and he's
Yeah.
been through a lot too.
Yes, he
and
has.
It's cool to see he's still going and he's still kind of doing his thing.
Yeah.
It's very, very cool.
Yeah, they're dropping a new album. They're going to drop a
Absolutely,
new
I
album.
heard about it.
Yep.
Very cool.
So,
I was going to work with him actually.
Really?
He asked me to do a group with him, that his side project from Asking, but I was already doing this other band that he had me in.
okay.
So he was like, "Hey man, I was living in LA," and he's like, "Will you move to Vegas to do this project?" And I was like, "For you, Danny? Fuck yeah, bro." You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, "Yo, like,
So,
you help me, I'm gonna help you," kind of thing. You know. He used to live with me and took him in.
So you didn't tell us who your musical hero is. Your hero of all music.
You guys really want to know
yes.
Yeah.
who Hollywood's hero of all music is? Even
Yes.
to this day? I mean, this is going to lead into a totally, completely different conversation.
That's what we do.
I mean, that's
That's
fine.
what we do on this show.
I think he's going to be really surprised.
You're literally going to be like, "Give me a guitar and I'll just play a riff, and you guys tell me who it is." How about that?
Okay.
Pass
me
me a
that
fiddle
acoustic
just for a
real quick.
second.
Acoustic okay?
Sure.
Okay.
If you guys can guess it,
You need a pick?
Got one right here.
If I don't know it, I'm going to be upset because Tyler calls me.
I'll play a
music
pretty.
encyclopedia.
Okay, then you should totally get it.
Okay.
Let me see the tuning real quick.
This is the first time on Screaming Idiots show. Let's get it.
Okay. So Hollywood's favorite artist wrote a song that went like this, and I'm sure you guys all know it.
Blink 182, isn't it?
Tom DeLonge of Blink-182 is my fucking idol.
Really?
Let's go.
Rose.
I would have never.
All the small things is my shit. I'll
Dude,
admit it right
they
here
just
first
wrote
off. Yo,
great songs, and they were simple.
shout
but
out
they
to
were
Tom DeLonge as
amazing.
well, man.
Are you a huge Blink fan too, Tyler? Because I know you like some punk.
I really like punk, but do I dive into their music a ton? No, but when they come on, I vibe.
It's so simple. It's just so like upbeat
Beauty and
feel good.
simplicity, bro. I fucking love it.
We
It's
talked
so
about that last
upbeat
time. A
and
day to remember. Creative simplicity.
Oh, it's
He knows
great.
what's up.
Perfect.
Yeah, man.
We did talk about A Day to Remember and their creative simplicity.
So my favorite artist is Tom DeLonge, and it's cool that he was telling the truth the whole time. He now works for the United States government. He's exposed all the UFO stuff that's been coming out.
That's my pick.
While I was in Vegas, old Hollywood saw some stuff in the sky that I had to call back here to Ohio and cry about on the phone to my dad.
Why am I not surprised that you saw some stuff in the sky?
Considering I took pictures of it and put it on the internet, and they took TwitPic down.
Yeah.
They took the whole app down.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Oh, anybody that believed that there wasn't.
Okay, what I saw and what they just released that they said that was like 2016, like I was like, I posted that same thing in like 2011.
Yeah.
So what age did you become a mega fan of Tom DeLonge? Like, what did his music do to you, and at what age?
Oh man, you guys, I was young. This is probably the beginning of Enema of the State. So what year was that? Like 02, I think. I want to say.
Okay.
Probably 02.
So how old were you at that point?
I don't know.
You're going to expose your age a little bit.
I suck at math. I'm 37 right now. So a long time ago.
Yeah, sure.
Over 20 years ago.
That's so crazy. Not crazy. It's just, it's always interesting to like
I
learn.
was probably 12.
Okay.
And what was the stuff you heard by them that was just like, wow, these dudes are...
What's my age again?
37.
I took her out. It was a Friday night. I work alone to get the feeling right. We started making out, and she took off my pants. But then I turned.
Let's go.
As a 12-year-old boy, you're like, what? She did what?
She did. she did what now? Is this all it takes?
Yeah, hold on. Let me go further into the song.
Yeah. That's crazy. So what about his play style was like, what drew you
It
to
was
it?
all downstrokes. It was all downstrokes. And me being a brand new guitarist, didn't even know there was upstrokes.
Yeah, you didn't even know you could alternate pick.
It sounded exactly right.
Yeah.
And it's because Tom DeLonge's not a very good guitarist, like at all.
Okay.
And he knows it himself. I mean,
And
it is
that's
what it is.
fine.
It's well known. But his music is so good. I don't know why. It's so
Neither
good.
was
It's
Kurt Cobain.
It's simplistically awesome. Yeah, I was playing Polly today, and I was like,
Polly wants a crack.
yeah, man.
3-chord hero.
I literally was playing that this morning.
Well, it's just like, for me, my biggest influence was Metallica, James Hetfield. That motherfucker don't alternate pick.
I think we went to the same high school, though.
What's that?
James and I went to the same high school.
James Hetfield?
Yeah.
Really?
I went to Beaver Creek, but I also moved out to Downey, California. Went to Downey High, and I think he's from Downey High.
Okay.
Same
Interesting.
high school.
Oh, I was going to say, you did move to LA really early. So, yeah.
Oh, man, my parents are divorced.
Yeah.
So I've always been to LA and Ohio. That's why LA was the choice.
Right.
I was moving back with
Sure.
family because I was leaving here. I was just in a
Naturally.
really horrific car accident.
Okay.
I learn how to walk and shit again.
Oh, shit.
And then I moved to LA and made it in 3 years. So
Yeah,
Oh,
metal
yeah.
as fuck, bro.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be a lot more of a struggle. You know what I mean? It was actually kind of smooth, guys.
Yeah.
It's kind of like everything I had been waiting for, and I anticipated it to be so much crazier than what it actually was. It's just like, be determined and be honest with yourself, and just make sure that your message is true to who you are and who you want to be in the future as a person.
Yeah.
And everything should work out for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I won't ever be like, yeah, Metallica sucks. You know what I mean? It's just not like,
He would.
I mean,
He hates Metallica.
it's different when you're on air. I'm just joking. Metallica is the shit.
Yeah.
It's actually Tyler's favorite band, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Since he knows who my artist is, his artist is Kurt.
Yes.
No, not Kurt.
That's
James.
James.
I'm sorry.
And Sinister Gates.
Yeah, it's James and Sinister.
James. As much as I hate Avenged Sevenfold Sinister, we've talked about on your
But-
previous episode, Sinister Gates is insane.
A little well-known fact or unknown fact, both of our favorite guitarists use the same pickup. Seymour Duncan and Vader humbucker. It was the same pickup. Only artists actually who do use them in real life, like in the whole industry, there's only two dudes who use those pickups: Sinister Gates and Tom DeLonge.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Two completely
Seymour
different genres.
Duncan
of music.
is
One uses distortion. One
Really
uses
fucking incredible. And I know a lot of people are trying to move to this different shit.
They're all trying to go to bare knuckle.
Guys.
Fishman's. Even Fishman's are falling off because everybody's going to bare knuckles because Misha.
Well, Tim Henson's
Bare
name is on
Knuckles is
Fishman's.
Tim
now,
Henson,
so
yeah,
we
that's
talked
true.
about that last time.
Right?
We did.
Or no, I'm thinking Dirty Fingers. I'm sorry. You said bare knuckles. I was thinking Dirty Fingers. So I'm like, I think that's Gibson.
Yeah, no. Well, Misha from Periphery.
yeah.
You know, his
Yeah.
Ragnaroks and what's the other one? Silos
I'm friends with the
I think so.
singer, Casey Sable.
from Periphery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His dad actually used to own the NFL. Sable. Casey Sable. His dad is Steven Sable, the owner of the NFL.
No shit. Huh.
Shout out to
Interesting.
Periphery.
What a
What's up, guys?
fucking never guessed
I
that.
fucking love Periphery.
Preston loves Periphery too.
I know Kyler isn't a big fan of Periphery.
Or
I know
Polyphia.
I hear a lot of people.
We're just
not
like
a lot of
John
people,
5
but
around here.
I
John
hear,
5.
Yeah, we're John 5 fans
Yes.
around here, man.
I hear
Motley
a few
Crue,
people
bro.
mention that
That too.
they don't like Periphery's vocals, but like I fucking love him, dude. His ability to sing and scream.
So one
is-
thing I do
Oh,
like
is it the
about
same guy?
Periphery.
Okay.
Is
That's
it
the one
sa-
thing I
is it
do
the
like
same
about
guy?
Yes.
Who
Oh,
sings
yeah.
and
Yeah,
screams?
yes. Yep, same guy. You know who you talk about vocals. I don't mean to get on a tangent, but like one band that everybody fucking loves that I absolutely cannot stand because the vocals are so bad is Knocked Loose.
Oh, yeah.
Brian Garris's like scream is so like cringy that I
I
don't know
can't.
who that is.
I finally went
you
and
ever heard-
listened to him.
Oh, dude, have you ever heard Slaughterhouse by Motionless and White?
Of course. Those are my dudes, too.
Yeah, I love Motionless.
Yeah.
So Chris seems like
Yeah,
the
I
most
got
genuine,
yeah.
kind-hearted dude ever.
So Chris emails me one day, and he's like, hey, Chris. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, can you get me on that clothing line that you're on? I was like, yeah, which one, man? He's like, Bleeding Star Clothing. I was like, absolutely. So I hit up Devin. Shout out to Devin Taylor, Bleeding Star. And said, hey, man, this band called Motionless and White wants to pick up your guys' clothes or whatever. This is before Motionless was like a
Huge.
thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Remember my first night in Vegas, I actually went into Ronnie Radke's house. Okay, so Danny has me move to Vegas. Okay, so I'm doing this project out in Vegas. Guys, this project was so sick.
You were working with Ronnie Radke too?
No, he was just down the street.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I knew all of them just from being in Vegas, just from me moving to Vegas, which is only a 4-hour trip from LA.
Really?
4-hour drive.
I figured it was way longer than that.
It's only 4 hours. So if you want to go out to Vegas tonight from LA, we're going to Vegas tonight. We'll get a hotel and we'll get up in the morning and it's a 4-hour drive back.
Damn. Okay.
Huh.
It's fun. What happens in Vegas?
Yeah.
Except herpes.
You're
That
telling me
shit
there's
will come
roller
back.
coasters on top of the hotels? Some of them, yes. Yeah.
So you lived right down the street from Ronnie Radke?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Was he in Falling in Reverse at that time, or was
You know
he
what?
still?
They were coming up.
Okay,
They were
gotcha.
coming up. He wouldn't start anything until he got his vocal warm-ups and stuff. So he's always ooh ee ah ee ah.
Yeah.
Fine-tuning his vocals.
Yeah.
So it's cool to see that he's come a long way.
I
on this
love
thing,
Falling
too.
in Reverse.
Actually, was almost the guitarist for Falling.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the story behind that?
I don't know if he wants me to say.
Okay,
but I was
fair enough.
almost the guitarist for Falling. We'll just put it at that.
Okay.
I'm gonna be
Fair
seeing them September 23rd
Falling in Reverse?
at Louder
Oh, yeah.
Than Life. Fuck
Hell yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Falling in Reverse. Ronnie Radke's a great social media follow. He's
Yeah, he's a good dude.
he's hilarious. A lot
Chris
of people
might catch that show with me.
So many
A lot
people
of
like
internet mistakes. And he's a
just
good
like
dude.
Tim Lambesis. Like
a good
yes,
dude.
Tim went to prison. Yes, Ronnie went to prison.
Yeah.
But
What
like
did Ronnie go to prison for?
Hey,
basically, and I don't want to go into too big a detail. Basically, Ronnie was meeting up with some other dude to fight, and then
Tyler, murder.
yeah. So Ronnie was meeting up with some dude to fight,
got
but they
intense.
both brought
Alright.
their crews, right?
The guy's friend.
Somebody in Ronnie's crew shot and killed somebody in the other dude's crew, and Ronnie got popped for like accessory or some shit like that.
Ronnie was
Did the
gone for
dude
a
go to
minute.
prison
bro.
for murder?
The dude that
Accessory.
shot the dude
Yeah.
went to prison for murder, but Ronnie
wow.
didn't. No, Ronnie didn't do anything.
Damn.
It was
He
just
still
that.
went to prison. I think he was like accessory. Or
It's
some
what it
shit.
was. It was, or like, yeah, it
All
was.
fans made free Ronnie T-shirts and shit.
Dang.
Yeah,
Free
it was
Ronnie.
a fucked up deal. It was a fucked up deal for Ronnie. I mean, it wasn't his fault that dude pulled a gun and shot somebody. You know, he
it
was
was
just trying
wild.
to throw hands.
He's just Cheddar Bob.
Yeah.
I remember playing the Al Rosa Villa. After
Yes.
Dimebag Darrell got shot.
Yeah.
I played,
there.
played up there on the stage.
I played there. That
He's
was
played.
awesome.
Tyler's played there too. Yep.
Did they have to have the blood splatter up on the floor?
Oh no, it was years later.
I played in the spot that he was murdered.
Yeah,
in.
me too.
Years later,
Me
it was
too,
awesome.
and I was so nauseous.
I was gonna say that would like give me such an eerie feeling.
So when Dimebag Darrell was shot at the Alrosa Villa, I think it was in Columbus, right? So we played shortly afterwards, man. And I remember everybody had signed every fucking inch of that place. Do you guys remember that being in there? And seeing,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
R.I.P. Dimebag.
The band I played
all
for a little
over,
bit
including
signed
the
in there.
fucking like toilet paper roll.
Yeah, dude,
like
it was
all
everywhere.
done.
Yep.
Like fuck.
You said it made you feel nauseous
I
playing
was
there.
on stage and like the blood splatter from him being killed, they left the stage up there. Like they left all the carpet and the blood splatter up on the stage.
Yeah.
So I was like stomping around in it kind of like in a way. It was just kind of like, it was rock and roll as fuck,
Yeah.
you know, but it was sad that like it was who it was and how it happened and
Awful scenario.
how an officer had to come out and blow that guy's head off in front of the crowd.
Yes,
You know what I
correct.
mean? Not only did they get a show, they
With
got
a 12
show.
gauge. Yeah.
Not only did they get a show,
Brother
but they
took
got a
dub-
show.
It was metal as fuck.
Buddy took double out buck to the face.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yes,
It wasn't
and
a
no
bird
longer
shot.
had a face.
It wasn't a bird shot.
No, it was buckshot. Double out. Yes, to the face. Yeah.
And Dimebag is like my all-time, like even above Sinister Gates. He's just
Yeah, so when
the
you see something like
greatest
that
ever.
on stage,
fucking Dimebag, dude.
you know what I mean? What do you do?
I'm gonna ask you a funny question here because you are the most well known and famous guest we've ever had so far. So, you ever see the like TikToks or Twitter videos where people are like, who's the most famous person in your phone? I'm gonna ask you, who's the most famous person you have in your phone?
Huh.
You're trying to think who's the most famous because
It's me.
it probably is you. Who's the most famous person you know? How about that?
I mean, he just
Like
said he was
personally.
roommates with Danny.
I mean, he was
Worsnop.
fucking roommates with Danny Worsnop.
That's pretty good.
This dude was in Black
What more do
Veil
you want,
Brides.
Kyler?
I know. I'm just. I mean,
How much more do you want?
He was in fucking Black Veil Brides. It's like he's like me. What do you mean,
Tyler,
Tyler? Yeah, that's what I figured. That's what I figured.
this guy right here.
Yeah, he's a legend. Absolute fucking legend.
I actually gave him a couple guitars not too long ago.
He gave you guitars?
Yeah, so he's got a couple sick ass
people,
fucking.
bro.
Oh, he said, I know people. I know people, bro.
Yeah.
Hell
He's
yeah.
got like a good like 4 to 6 of them that are really sick.
We need to be better friends.
You,
you and me,
only
man.
do Fender and Gibson. Man.
That's fine. That's all good. I'm more of a Fender guy, but that's all
yeah.
good.
I hear. You know what?
He traded me the sickest Strat I've ever had in my life, and then I traded it back to him, and I regret it because he traded it.
Yeah, it's gone.
Shell Pink.
It went.
Bro, that one you brought here tonight's fucking
That-
gorgeous.
yeah.
It's not as good
Which
as the
one?
Shell
That
Pink
green one?
Yes.
It's not as good as the Shell Pink one.
That
Yeah.
green one was pretty sick.
It's
huh?
fucking sweet. It made me a little jealous.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
Oh man, I should have
That's
brought in
also
my.
a
I should have
CME
brought in my
exclusive.
special edition red with the collar matched headstock.
That green one is a CME exclusive, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
That's an
one.
exclusive
That one,
model.
the Shell Pink one, and the orange one, are the CMEs from that era.
There's a lot of
This era.
the black one you got special, the green one you got special, the pink one you had special.
It's a special from 2011.
yeah,
the
it's
black
Telly
one.
special.
You talked about blues earlier. Were you a
Yeah.
SRV fan?
Dude.
Look at his hat, man.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
Yeah, rock this hat
Yeah.
for SRV. Shout
Yeah.
out to SRV.
So
Sorry you died, bro.
yeah,
93 helicopter
R.I.P.
crash.
helicopter crash
Right behind
into a
Eric
mountain.
Clapton.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's metal as fuck though.
Smell as fuck.
I mean, I loved Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Such a bad.
I
man.
mean, so you hear when people ask, oh, who's the greatest guitarist of all time? You know, Hendrix,
You
Eric
go,
Clapton.
Oh, it depends whether or not he's tuned to E flat or kept in standard E.
Yeah,
Everybody, all those artists, Jimmy, Stevie, E flat.
E flat.
They say a Strat should be tuned to E flat. It sounds a hell of a lot better in E flat. Remember that if you didn't know that. E flat,
Okay.
man. Just half step down.
Let me ask you this, just because I don't play in it. I'm more of a C
I mean,
sharp
yeah,
occasionally guy.
Me too. I got a whole album in C sharp and the other half's in C.
They're both fantastic. Those are I call them God's tuning.
That's the one Danny had me do.
Yeah. So, what's the deal with D standard? Why do so many people like D standard so much?
I don't know, but Days of the New used D standard, and it was fucking sick.
I don't.
Is that just standard tuning the guitar and then dropping down to D?
Well,
Yeah, that's all it is.
depends. Some people.
It's not drop. It's not drop D. It's a.
Some people go D standard, and then they tune their E string down to D as well.
It's like a half step down or half step up. I mean, from D drop D.
So Days of the New did that, but they also tuned their high E down to D as well.
So they had an octave.
I'm getting confused.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shit going on
no,
here.
no, no. It's
E
no.
flat is C sharp.
Right.
They just.
I know that part.
They just created an octave with the bottom 2 strings by
And it
putting
was
the
magical.
high E into a D.
As an
string.
acoustic
is
guy,
not
you should be a
C-sharp.
huge Days of the New fan.
Is it? Is E
Hold
flat
on.
C sharp? Or am I tripping?
Thought
So you're talking about a standard tuning
think
with
so.
with just the
Isn't E flat C sharp?
No.
Is E flat C sharp
Is
on
it-
the tuner? When you go down, hold on. Let me remember.
Look.
how
Yeah,
it is.
you got me fucked up now.
It's C G C F A D, right?
Yes, correct.
Let's drop C.
That's C.
So
E flat
what's E
is
standard?
D sharp.
He said D standard.
But
I
if
said D
you
standard.
look, if you drop,
So it's D A D.
it gets a little
G, B, E?
weird when you
I
change the
think.
tuning of the top string though, the low E string. So like,
Is that
I
Dad?
play in drop C, so it's a whole step down, but the top string is also dropped. That's what we've always played
it's a
in.
step
But if
and a
you're
half.
talking about,
Are you playing a 7?
No.
Okay.
No, he plays
Play
bass.
6.
Okay.
No, I think he's just talking about the band. No, the bands
Oh.
are 6s. Drop C. Although Preston has been dabbling in B.
So you've been doing some heavy stuff then. I already just mentioned
That
your tuning.
we've played drop C now for
What, 12
Ever.
years?
Yeah.
like
Their band is kind of like
when we first started, we were in drop C sharp, and then
Bullet for my Valentine.
we brought it down to drop C, probably exclusively
I've done
when I came out of the Navy and we got the band back together.
Those are 2 of my favorite tunings.
I love it.
his
dude.
band is like a mixture of Chevelle and Deftones. They're really sick and underrated, I think. But,
Well, we got to get good recordings out
and this
there.
man can
and
scream his face off.
I do what I can.
Motherfucker, I can scream too, and he won't have me on a goddamn song, but it's fine.
I mean, we got to find a song to get you on,
bro,
man.
I sent you
Do
me
features
doing
now?
Confined, and then you're like, bro, that's sick as fuck. I'm like, I know, I got
Oh.
pipes. Let me like,
You can scream?
yes.
He
Wow.
can scream. He's got that low scream
Yes.
down pat.
Okay.
Like
I
it
have
is-
really good like
Okay.
it is
gutturals.
dialed
Yeah.
in.
That's
So,
cool.
No, I sent it to Jake Perkins, Metalcore Highlights,
Yeah.
our buddy from Michigan, and he was like, "You're fucking with me, right?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Dude, I didn't even know you could scream, let alone like scream like that." I'm like, "Oh, dude, I thought that was a
Yeah,
dog
you-
shit take." Like I was just like,
For all listeners, Kyler got some of those low screams.
Why are you not in
with
a band,
some of
bro?
the best of them?
"Don't have time,"
That's an excuse.
and I can't
Yeah.
sing and play guitar at the same time, and I'd rather play guitar. So it's like,
Yeah, that shit's hard.
You should still be in a band.
I know.
I tell you what,
you
what
wanna do
is
something?
Sure.
I mean,
the hardest thing for me
Let's do it.
musically has been learning, being able to do vocals while playing bass, because I play with my fingers. Like I pick with my fingers.
and you have like think about thanatophobia, that bass line.
So thanatophobia, I don't do much vocally.
No, but I'm just talking like a bass line like that.
Yeah, so like
Face melting.
Lovecraft.
Lovecraft. Oh,
is the
God.
one, is probably one of the hardest ones for me, because I didn't write the bass line with the intention of having to scream.
Okay.
It was, I wrote the bass line to this part, and then Sean was like, "Hey, I need you to scream this part for me." And I was like, "Okay, what's the part?" And he showed me, and I was like, "Yeah, so that doesn't go along with the bass at all. So can I like just dumb one of them down?" And he was like, "No."
I really need you on this.
and Tyler's screams have gotten so much better. Like they got some new shit, and actually, it might have, was it on the last episode that you put? No. It was the a token to remember, where we talked about sleep token and a day to remember. You put that new song in the middle of that episode.
Oh
Like-
yeah, that's on the most recent release we have.
Yeah, your scream on that is.
I mean,
That was the one I sent you where I'm like, this needs gutturals, and I added it,
Yep.
and you're like, because I love
Yeah.
old school Asking Alexandria. Octave screaming, right? Highs, lows.
His
Yeah,
scream on
love
Say is fucking insane.
Oh,
bro.
it's amazing.
You know, I actually found that part through the for the chorus. I was in the shower, and we had
Of course,
like
we always are, bro.
yeah,
Yeah.
like we had just had band practice or something,
Rockstars don't take
and
showers.
I was in the
That's not metal as fuck.
That's not metal as fuck. You saw
and I was in the shower, and I was like singing the chorus, and I was like trying to think of something that, because I felt like the chorus was missing something. It was missing power. And I was like,
He's
what
missing
can I
them
do?
suds between your cheeks.
That's like a
as
kill
well.
switch.
I had them suds in there. I was like digging deep.
He's like,
You know what I mean?
God, I got a lot of hair in my ass
That's
crack.
such a kill switch vibe when you come in with that scream.
Oh, but
my
like
God,
when
damn,
I
that's
when I
fucking
thought
epic.
of
So,
it,
bro, that
I
song's
was in the
amazing.
middle of the shower and I was like, we need a band practice like right now. And I called Preston and had him
Naked.
come over, and I kind of ran through what I had in my mind, and I made him play through the chorus a few times until I could kind of figure it out. And then the next band practice, I hit it, and it was like, fuck yes.
It always feels good when you get it.
Oh yeah.
You know what's funny? I know so many Screaming Evidence songs on guitar and not the most popular one, which is Say. I don't know how to play that one. No one's ever showed me.
Those are
What's
the
your
best
favorite
ones.
favorite
So
Screaming
say-
Evidence song?
Letters.
Mine's Beijing Green.
When I say Letters, I'm kidding. It's actually the Rent Free song.
Ooh.
So-
when the listeners wouldn't know that yet.
No, unless they joined our TikTok live that one time where we
There
played that
was
one.
that one time.
But
I
that
like
song doesn't
Beijing
even have a
Green.
name yet. We just call it Rent Free.
that?
I like Beijing Green.
Beijing Green's amazing.
Beijing Green was great until we recorded it.
What was wrong with?
They didn't get the sound they wanted out of that.
We didn't get the sound we wanted.
Chris, I'm sure you can
and
relate to that, like recording something and like it not coming out the way you wanted it to.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
so,
You think it sounds good in studio, then you listen to it like in your car, and you're like, oh,
it's kind of like listening to a combo amp and listening to a stack.
yeah,
Yep.
You know what I mean? You're like, where's the balls?
Yep.
yeah. And that's got to be disappointing. And I know for these guys, somebody like me, just as a listener, I'm like, God, guys, listen to this, and then go listen to the first album. The production sounds so much better. And they're like, yeah, but it still didn't. They're perfectionists, right? They're never satisfied. And I don't think any great musician is, right? And they're like, that isn't what we wanted it to be in the end. There was more that we wanted out of this sound, and we feel like it still doesn't capture everything we wanted it to.
And Tyler's probably really nitpicky about stuff like that too.
We
Yeah.
have gotten closer to a good sound with me starting to do live recordings of band practices than we have in the studio.
100% would agree with that.
So
Did you ever do any of that, Chris?
epic.
Like live recording band practice? I'm sure you
every
did.
now and then.
Yeah.
But we're talking, like I said, like back in like 2005, like kids in high school type shit, where we'd like run a single microphone down to the top of the room.
Like a fucking hardcore band. Just a mic in the middle of the room. It's this big wall of sound.
and it's picking up everything. It's
Yes.
bouncing back into the microphone and everything.
Yeah.
So a lot of it just kind of sounds like,
Yeah.
you know, you get a lot. The mids weren't very cut and, sorry.
The mids were scooped.
Yeah,
It sounded like they were scooped.
You know,
Yeah.
and the odd thing was back in the day, I used to scoop my shit.
Really?
I used to scoop it a lot.
Why?
I thought it sounded better.
I'm just curious why.
thought it sounded better. I was
Okay.
used to being a kid in my room,
Yeah.
playing in my bedroom, and being like, well, that sounds a fuck ton better in here.
Yeah. Shit ton of trib.
My
Pull that
parents ain't coming in and telling me to turn it down and da-da-da, that no one can hear it. You're just getting the bass and the high end. That mids is what the ear hears the most.
Yep.
Your mids is what cuts through
So
the
you were going
cymbals.
Slipknot all the fucking gain.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Speaking of Slipknot, you're talking about Seymour Duncan pickups. Mick Thompson's Seymour Duncan Blackouts.
Oh, yeah, the blackouts?
They were muddy enough to be like carry the girth, but still cut through a lot of the low end shit.
Do you have
Like
a
where you could
favorite
actually hear individual notes.
Duncan pickup? Favorite Seymour Duncan pickup and reason why that is your favorite pickup?
I actually don't gear out like a lot of people do.
Okay.
And the reason being is I always just kind of had to deal with what I had.
Okay.
And it was like dad would give me stuff
Okay.
or I'd have to buy something cheap, and it was just like make the best of it.
Cool.
And when I would gear out, it would be like the musician's friend or the
You already
American
know, bro.
Music Supply.
Yeah.
And I'd be sifting through there, and I'm like, all this shit that I
Sweetwater.
can't afford.
Sweetwater, baby. That's where I just bought my
Sweetwater.
last guitar.
Yeah, and then I'm like, fuck,
They
dude, I
sent me a
can't
text
afford any of
message
this, so
the
I'll
other
just.
Did they?
Yeah. They was like, hey, man, just wanted to make sure you liked your order.
Yeah,
Everything
that's
right.
I work with
Sweetwater's
Mitch
great.
over there. Mitch Daisy, D-A-Z. I can't remember how to spell it, but super nice guy. So I bought
Shout out to Mitch.
I bought a
Sweetwater.
Jackson DX20
Yeah.
reverse headstock.
Yeah, of course.
You know, ice white. fucking maple.
Very cool. So that's my favorite color, man.
Yeah,
I think it's clean. It's classy.
I've always had all black guitars, and well, my Strat is blue, but
fingerprint magnet.
Huh?
Fingerprint magnet.
Yeah, absolutely. So I saw this Jackson, and I've always wanted a higher end Jackson with a reverse headstock because I love just such a metal look.
It's a thing, yeah.
And I was talking to these guys, Tyler and our other co-host Preston in the chat, and they were like, "Bro, just do it. Just treat yourself. You got adult money. Do it." And they talked me into it, and I bought it, and it's
one of them things, man.
Bro, it does something for me. I got it, and I'm immediately drop it down to C, and I'm like, oh God.
Yeah.
Mitch hit me
by
up.
your face talking about it.
Mitch hit me up like
you could see the excitement on
Yeah.
it.
Mitch hit me up like 2 days later and was like, "How you liking it, dude?" Like I've been playing it since I got like
I
the
haven't
whole
seen
time.
that
since I
look
got it.
on anybody's face since me and my brother went to Toys R Us when we were kids.
Toys R Us. Hell yeah. No, that's just goes back to music being such a passion that I get. We get so excited about it and get so excited talking about it. I don't even know how long we've
been.
been
A little kid, kind of in a way. Kid at a candy store, man.
Absolutely.
I walk in, I'm like candy apple red, Fender's longest lasting custom color.
I was going to say, how about a candy apple red Strat with a pearl pick guard?
That was my first Strat, bro. Ever.
I own candy apple red.
It was a car.
Piece of shit.
Don't I, Chris? With a matching headstock.
Fuck you.
Oh yeah, he sure does. He sure does have a special run with a matching headstock, bro, and car candy apple red.
Yeah.
You got a? It's got.
He sure does.
You got a picture
bro.
of it?
Yeah.
With the
I got
matching
pictures
headstock.
of it
That's
either.
interesting.
That thing's
Yeah,
sick, bro.
Oh, is the fender lettering in pearl?
It's in silver.
It's in silver, and it's the spaghetti logo. It's the original
fucking
logo.
sick.
Nice.
Not when they sold it in 1964.
But while we're on
CBS.
gear and stuff, can you tell us what your favorite kind of pickups are? Because I'm pretty sure you're not into like the Fishmans, Seymour
I
Duncans.
do
like,
have a couple.
I mean, I know
sets
you
of
like them.
Fishmans.
I know you got the Fishmans off of me. But what's your favorite pickup being a classic guy?
Okay, my favorite pickup being a classic guy is a Seymour Duncan JB.
Oh, so you're going way back.
The JB.
Okay,
and
so that's
for a neck.
yeah.
I like the SH2.
Okay.
It's the jazz blues pickup. You get the SH4 in the bridge, the SH2 in the neck, and they sell that as a set together. The SH2.
So you strike me as kind of someone like myself that's more of a rhythm guy than a lead guy.
I started off as a bass player.
Right. So I mean, you got
then
that.
moved
the
on
groove.
to rhythm guitarist.
Yeah.
Then into lead.
Then into lead.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you prefer when it comes to do you prefer the rhythm or do you prefer the more shreddy shit?
Weird, man. I'm like, I was saying like the
hybrid picking.
The hybrid picking.
Yep.
You could take that into kind of like my playing as well. Instead of it being like that and that, it's like.
I swear to God, this dude plays rhythm and lead at the same time.
Yeah,
when I watch him play,
like
he'll be doing
That's
some.
the way to do it,
he'll be
though.
doing like some chords, and then he'll throw in some tapping shit, and then he'll go down here and do a wheedly in the middle of his strumming. Like,
Yeah.
he's fucking sick, dude.
Oh, he's a hell of a fucking guitarist. I mean,
He's fucking rad.
I watch all this shit. So
I like to think that I only listen to like the shit that matters, like the stuff that's like revolutionary fucking music. Like when I heard like Polyphia or Shrezzers even for the first time. And I know that they're not from the United States, but that even intrigued me even more. Like I was like, that's what they're doing over there in Russia?
yeah.
Jeez, Russia.
Oh man.
Oh, you checking out that Strat right now?
Yeah,
Oh,
collar matched headstock with the silver
It's
logo.
so crispy.
it's so nice. Check out the
pictures-
black
the pictures don't
fretboard
do
too. The
justice
ebony
at all.
fretboard.
Oh,
yeah.
with,
it's got an ebony fretboard.
yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
got a
It's got vintage tuners on
compound
it.
radius fretboard.
Oh my God, it does.
And so it's not flat. It's an actual like 60s.
Yeah, I got some heat.
He said, "I got some."
Yeah,
heat,
he's got
bro."
some heat.
Thanks
dude.
to this guy.
He's got some heat. It makes me sweat sometimes. I'm like,
Yeah.
jeez, where'd it go?
Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah, bro.
I'm a connoisseur, man. I can't help it.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, Tyler sent me pics of his like guitar wall, and I was like,
I wouldn't feel right.
I kind of feel like a bitch.
Well, this dude owns like twice as many as me, like all Fenders and Gibsons
I gotta-
and sick
I
shit.
gotta-
Well, he is Chris
I own,
Hollywood.
I own like a few sick guitars and like a bunch of cheap ones.
I got it. Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Same.
I got a few, man.
I just could never be like this guy, and it seems like a bass player thing. So my buddy Malone is like one of the most studied, accomplished bass players
You
I
ever
know.
played barefoot?
And he doesn't give a fuck.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't give a fuck.
I knew it was
he
a bass player
He just
thing.
needs one sick guitar and one sick amp. He doesn't care about anything else.
So every
Yeah,
now
I
and
don't
So
give
then-
is that
fuck,
a bass
dude.
player thing, or is
Look,
that?
it's really about doing what you can with what you got. And for me, look, I dabble in guitar, I dabble in bass, I got a fucking piano in my living room that I would love to have more time to dive into more. I got a drum set over there that hasn't been set up. Like and then I do vocals too. Like there's so much different shit that I want to dive into, and it's like I can't afford to have a wide collection
It's very expensive.
of each different instrument.
None of us can, dude. We
And
just
it's
do
like-
it anyways.
Just think about it this way, okay? How much is it just to buy a pedal? Just a
It's
single
like
pedal.
$100
It's over
to get
that,
something
bro.
decent.
Yeah.
Not even good, something decent.
Right.
Like I've had
It is like starting price $175 or something.
Yeah, it's
right now,
I've had my eyes on some Strymon pedals that are like
course.
$300 a piece,
So does
and I'm
this guy.
like, well, all I can do is window shop here.
Yeah.
And
Do you have a pedal board?
I do, and I have it from when I first came back from the Navy and we got the band back together. This was like 7-8 years
Yo,
ago.
boy, what you got on your board?
It was all Outlaw pedals.
Okay.
So like
you know
at
what they
that time, 7-8 years ago, like they were just starting off, and they were like,
knobs on some of them. Did you see the
The what?
knobs? It looks
No,
like a barrel.
I didn't
Like a-
see
yeah,
those.
dude.
But like I got a few of those because
yeah.
at the time they were really cheap, but they sounded good.
Yeah.
And so I got some of those, and then I ended up not playing guitar for the band for that long before I was like, the reason I play bass for the band is because we couldn't find anyone that was both good and sober.
Have you ever
So
used
I was like, I can do both.
I laugh at that every time I hear it, bro.
now as a bass player? Have you ever played through a SVT Ampeg, like the fridge, with a sonic maximizer?
I
Jason
have
Newsted's
not.
Have you
deal.
ever played bass through a sonic
SVT.
maximizer?
I
Yep,
have
that's
not.
Newstead's deal. My favorite
I
bass.
let
have
you
an
borrow a sonic
MXR
max.
thingy that gives me a little bit of
I'm a
options.
well-known Jason
When you get
Newsted meat
time.
writer.
Yeah.
Get
I
on
love
YouTube.
Newstead.
Or
Ride that
Google,
meat, bro.
Google it.
Oh, he's
The
a fucking
BBE
badass. Still is.
Sonic
Motherfucker looks like he's
Maximizer.
35.
It is like a well-known bass
Oh yeah, I have that.
thing,
BBE
bro.
Sonic Maximizer.
Yeah, bro. We both. I have it in a rack unit.
It's like
and
you
I
think
have
your
it on
tone's
the-
really good,
until
and
someone
then
pulls the
you turn on a
mattress.
Sonic Maximizer and you're like, damn.
Yeah,
Now
so
my
I like to
tone's
tell
good.
everybody,
Dude,
like,
that's
I
like
don't
a
care.
Spark amp. The Spark. Who makes that, Tyler?
Spark, right? Or positive grid?
Positive Grid.
Positive grid.
The Positive Grid Spark. Bro, I didn't know tone until that.
Yeah, it's me
Where you
at
can
the
build your
ACW.
own tones.
Yeah, yeah.
Like infinite
I
possibilities.
have this thing where I tell people, I go, I don't care what it is, how expensive you have, da da da. Your shit sounds like this when you're playing it.
Yeah.
Until you turn on a Sonic
Put a
Maximizer.
Sonic maximizer on it, you're like, oh my god,
Swear
there it
dude.
is, and
Buy
it only
one. It's a
cost me
$50
like
pedal.
$40.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like a
what?
$50 pedal right now, and everybody should have one.
Everybody should have one. It cuts out all the dumb shit that your ear doesn't want to hear. It's only two knobs.
Is it-
One's your low frequency and one's your high frequency.
So is it
Tune
just
in
like
where
a
you need it
really
to be.
high-end noise gate?
No, it's not even a
No.
noise gate. That's going to be your NS2 or
Yeah.
your ISP.
So it sounds like it's some sort of EQ kind of deal,
It
where
is
it's cutting out
definitely-
some of the frequencies
It-
that
it-
your ear just doesn't even pick up
Cuts out all the
anyway.
dumb stuff, Brandon. It makes it like studio quality
It's
when
so
you're
sick.
playing. Like it sounds like an album. You're like, oh my gosh.
Well, I made a note of it, so I'm
There
checking
it is.
it out.
Yeah. Shout out to
$50, you don't have
BBE
to
and the
just
Sonic
window shop for
Maximizer,
it.
man. Absolutely.
So
underestimate
you'll
how
hear,
broke I
you'll
am.
see some reviews on it, man. Some
You
people
have two
don't
kids.
like
I
it.
have three, so I mean,
I got one.
I know what broke is.
I just got one.
Yeah, I got
I'm
one.
all right.
You got a boy or a girl?
Boy.
I got a boy.
Yep. Got
How
a boy.
old, how old is your boy?
He is 10 months old.
Oh, so you got a new one.
Yes.
Yeah, he does.
Man,
Yes.
congratulations.
He got a brand
Dad
new one.
life.
Thank you.
Still got
Yes.
the new car smell
Yeah.
and all.
He is.
What model is that?
My mini me, because he looks just like he fell out of my ass.
What year was he born?
22.
22?
Yep. His
Man, he
birthday's
just
in
missed
October.
the 75th anniversary of Fender, didn't he? By a year.
Yes.
My
He is
youngest-
literally my pride and joy. He's
Very cool.
the greatest thing that's ever happened to me.
Dad life, dude.
Yeah, it's the best thing in the world.
There is nothing better than being a dad.
I always said that I didn't want to have kids, and my son was not planned at all. But it sounds
That shit
so
makes
cliche.
you a man instantly, bro.
It sounds so cliche, but the moment that I saw him, I was like,
Yeah, if you're a good
And
person,
not
it
to be on
changes your life.
not to be on some softy shit,
Dude,
but
we're all
on
about
some
soft-
real shit though, dude. Like from dad to dad, like it's almost like you didn't understand love until you
Yep.
were like,
no clue.
Yeah.
that's little me. Like that's
Had no, especially like
And
a
it
guy
loves
having
me.
a boy.
Yeah, because
it
we're men. We're
loves me,
dumbasses.
like,
Yeah, we're
looks
dumb
up
as
to
fuck,
me
yeah.
and wants to ask me questions.
We have
and
two heads we think with.
Yeah, exactly. And
My
it's,
dad goes, my dad's a badass. That's what my son says.
Yeah, by the way,
that's
my
fucking
kids
badass.
talk about Silas nonstop. They miss the shit out of him.
My son went over to his house. Did he have a Spider-Man suit on? He might have had
Maybe.
a Spider-Man suit on. But he gets on the trampoline. He's 7. He just turned 7.
Yeah.
In February. Like a little Aquarius baby. What month?
I'm sorry, October.
October.
October 8th.
I don't know what.
He's a.
September's Virgo.
I'm a
Yeah, that's
Leo
me.
because I'm August. It's what the hell is
Are
he?
you?
I'm a
His
Virgo.
birthstone's in Opal.
I don't even know what the fuck that
I
is.
do know, but I don't know. at the
I
same
can't
time.
remember
I just
what it
had
is.
this conversation with
For some
somebody.
reason, I think it's a Scorpio
He could be. Or Taurus.
or that's it. Taurus.
No, he
Taurus,
wouldn't
yeah.
be a Taurus.
You sure?
I'm a Taurus, and I was born in May.
Oh, well, he's
Okay.
not a Taurus.
Then
He's.
it's-
I'm not sure what
it's
it
gotta
is.
be the.
I'd
He's an
say
asparagus.
maybe a
Asparagus.
Scorpio. I think my oldest son's a Scorpio, and he was November 1st.
He might be. A
How many
Scorpio.
you got?
I got 2,
You got 2.
and they're both boys.
And yours are like real close in age, like mine
And,
are too, aren't they?
yeah.
How close? Because mine are 13
well,
months apart.
You got Irish twins, bro.
I
Yeah.
have an 8 and a 9-year-old. They're
Yeah, I
about
have
18
7
months
and 8 or
apart.
6.
Yeah, you got Irish
I have
twins,
6
dog.
and 7. They're 13 months apart.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah.
Me and my older
Uh,
brother are 13 months apart.
I tell you what,
My brother and I are 11 years apart.
their mom,
Me and my sister are
their mom
16
was
years
not
old.
happy. Look, it went from the first kid, her hit me up, crying, "Oh my god, I'm pregnant," blah, to the
fucking
second
metal.
one, "You got me fucking pregnant, you motherfucker! Fuck you, mother!"
I
was
just
like,
got
"God
over
damn
this
it."
shit. Yeah.
I didn't even mean to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Mine
your
was-
boys seem cool as hell. Like,
Oh my!
Felt so
boys
good,
were
I
chill.
couldn't stop.
Yeah. Dude, listen,
Can't stop coming.
bro. Dude, listen, when I found out my old lady was
Because
like,
I love you, baby.
my old lady walked in the door,
No,
she's
girl.
like, I need to talk to you about something. I said, you're fucking pregnant, aren't you?
Oh,
There is no other reason in
Mine
the
did it, too.
world that you would say, I need to talk to you
mine
about
did it
something.
too, man.
said, yeah,
Other
I
than
know.
you're fucking pregnant.
I know. I put that in there about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I know what's
I
up.
went in the bedroom. I sat on the bed and everything.
So I remember
like,
when I
yes.
got back from Indianapolis. I know what's up.
I did that on purpose.
That shit was busting. My bad. But yeah, dude.
So
it's
did you get to cut the umbilical and do all that?
Oh yeah, I did it all, man.
Too.
I did it all. It was.
I
I did
didn't
it with
get
my
to do
fucking
that.
phone in
And
my
I
hand.
didn't
too,
either.
bro. I filmed
And
all of it.
yeah, I got it all. My
told
old
me.
lady
Sucks.
was an
Yeah.
absolute fucking monster in there too. They were like, "You can take a break. You only got to push for She's like, she said, "No, I'm going to keep pushing." And they're like, "Okay." And like first
Yeah,
time
she's
mom.
like, "Get
She's
it
never
out,
done this
bro."
before. She fucking was an absolute trooper in there and just.
He fucking had to catch it, huh?
Oh, I mean, had my mitt, bro. Had my mitt. I had my
Man, so
catcher's
you
mitt.
got the full experience.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
did
dude.
too, bro.
Yeah.
Hey,
I was trying to watch a football game when it was happening, so like I
That's
was
so
struggling. I was
scary.
like, "Yeah, babe, keep good, keep breathing." Oh fuck, what the fuck happened? Thankfully the Buckeye game was over by that point, so I was watching like USC Oregon or
Yeah.
something. But yeah,
Dave was all yelling at me the whole time. He was like, "Sir, you're not allowed to have your phone out." I was like, "This ain't for you."
yeah. I was gonna say,
You know
is
what
this
I
your
mean?
kid?
Yeah,
Kiss
man.
my ass.
It's just legally they have to tell you that you can.
I was gonna say,
You can
I had
film
my
your baby
phone
being
out.
Born. They just have to tell you you're not supposed to.
Myself and my mother-in-law were the only two in there, and she was taking pictures. I
I'm
was
like,
taking
why?
pictures.
Because you guys are gonna do some malpractice shit.
Yeah, I
Nope.
was- yeah.
Gotcha.
That's what it is. Yeah. But no, it's so cool how and like my son, like I know he's only 10 months old. And it's not like he knows what's going on.
Did
but
you
like,
get him circumcised?
Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
I didn't
good
want him
man.
to be a hood
Good
ninja.
Man. Foot soldier.
Yeah. Although that is one hoodie a bitch can't steal.
That is true. That is
gross.
fucking true.
Sorry.
Is that where all my
gross, bro.
fucking hoodies are gone, man? Jeez.
He could be like, I got one you can't take, bitch. But
oh,
it's so cool because like
It's taken me years to build this
he,
collection.
he loves like watching me play guitar. Like it just like mesmerizes him. So anytime that she hears me playing, like she brings him back there and like just sets him on the bed and he just sits there and he's just like
yeah.
this. And then I'll stop and he'll look at me and then look back at the guitar and then look at me. He's like, "Why'd you
yeah,
stop?"
like,
And
continue.
so it's cool that like I'm trying, and I know it's he's only 10 months old, but I'm trying to instill that love for music in him at a young age.
So I asked Fred from Taking Back Sunday. I said, "How did you get your kids to be musicians?" He said, "Man, there's a trick.
Okay.
There's a trick that you do, man, to make your kids musicians."
Okay.
And me being a dad was like, "Oh,
Tell me, teach
I like
me the
tricks.
make it seem like it's not for them.
way." Okay.
They'll want it more."
So you mean like this is too complex for you.
Make it seem like it's not for them. They will want it more. They will want to do what Daddy's doing.
That's
What
awesome.
is it? What is it that makes this so? I'm gonna impress Dad. I'm gonna write something. I'm gonna show him when he gets home.
Yeah.
Do your kids care about music, Tyler? Because
Well,
I mean,
you know what? I'll say this. This last show we done, I gave my kids the option because it was one of the first shows in a long time that we had on a weekend. I actually had them, and I was like, "Look, guys, you have the option. You can come to the show with me, or you can hang out with Grandma." And my oldest son was like, "I want to go with you." I was like, "Okay," and having him there, it wasn't a great show to have him, see, but like having him there was really cool for me. They've shown a little bit of interest here and there, like wanting to kind of dabble in it. We had a conversation earlier in the season, I think, where I was like, man, I feel like early on I kind of made, music's always been my thing, and I kind of,
It's been a constant in your life.
yeah, and the kids, every time I'd play around the kids, when they were younger, they'd try to grab the strings, do all this stuff. I'm like, don't fuck with the instrument that way. That's not how you treat an instrument.
Yeah.
But like, I kept it more about me instead of including them in the process.
Yeah.
And I think to an extent I push them away, but maybe that's what's, because like I've started doing music lessons
part of the
and
plan,
stuff,
man.
and as I've started doing music lessons, particularly my oldest is becoming more interested in actually learning. My younger one, I think, if anything, he might be more of like a drummer. Because anytime I bring him out here, the first thing he goes to is the drums.
yeah, kids like to beat on shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
My son constantly is just, I know he's a baby. I'm not making a big deal about it, but I'm like, everybody's like, oh, he's going to be a drummer. Are you going to be, my mom, she's like, are you going to be a drummer for Daddy?
Tell you what,
And I'm like, that'd be cool.
even us as guitarists, all of us here are guitarists,
Yes.
right?
Correct.
Are you guys tapping on shit all the time too?
Always. Constantly.
Oh yeah.
Do
Jesus
what?
Constantly.
Christ.
Tapping on
Tapping
shit.
on shit.
Oh man!
Constantly.
You
Like
shake
making
your
beats.
feet to go to sleep type
Yep.
shit.
I do like
Oh,
doubles
yeah.
with my fingers and shit.
Dude,
Oh
I've
my
always, like
God.
if you've got your window down in your vehicle, you're on the
Yeah.
side. Yeah.
I
Constantly.
really
I
started.
get told
in
every other
music
But I
in
air
percussion,
guitar
though.
so much.
I'm
Like
the best
if I'm
air
driving, listening to a
guitarist.
song, I'm doing this because I'm picking right along with it.
Bro.
And
Yeah,
like
but
my,
see,
my
like,
old lady, like
Let's
my,
hear your best air guitar solo.
my old lady, if I'm not doing that, she's like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah, is something wrong?
So I
And
mean,
I'm like,
I
"What do you
don't,
mean?"
you're
She's
not
like, "Well,
shredding
you're
the
not
guitar,
picking
man.
along with this song," and I was like, "You know what? You're right. I'm not." And
I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or not because my kids do not give a fuck. I'll be like, Jackson, check out this cool $2,000 telly. He's like, yeah, it looks lame.
Yeah, you
It's not a video game. Fuck you, Dad.
Well, he's into he likes listening to Marshmello, dude.
That's that generation.
I've
That's
been
just-
thinking.
that's
I
just-
want you to be happier. He
Oh,
just
yeah.
he vibes
Yeah.
with that shit.
That's
Or
just a
the astronaut in
generational
the
thing.
ocean,
Dude.
What you know about rolling down in the deep? That's their shit, dude. I mean, they get hype
yeah.
when that shit comes on,
Tyler,
dude.
your
I
kids
could-
are the same way. They like pop music.
I could show them a fucking
do.
6 Sinister Gates
Hey.
lesson video, and they're like, sounds lame.
I will say
Oh, you
this:
little
I got
motherfucker.
I got a playlist on my phone for it. I call it the kids jams, and
Metal is the kid's new classical, bro.
I mean, I try to show them Ozzy. They don't like it. They don't care.
I let my kids kind of pick the music that they want on that playlist because when we're taking long drives or whatever, they're always wanting to. I don't want it to be just Dad's music. And my youngest is actually the one that shares more of my musical taste than the oldest. The oldest actually likes pop and stuff more than anything.
Yeah, my son's over here singing Post Malone and
Posty.
yeah.
I mean, my daughter runs
yeah.
around singing "The Last Fight" by Bullet. She's about the closest, but my boys could literally give
what
a
a
fuck
jam.
less.
you know
Like she
what?
literally runs around. I don't want to stand.
to me.
Yeah, she runs around. I don't want to stand beside you.
Oh,
She knows all the words to Through the Fire and the Flames. So she's the closest
Try to
one,
feel
and she
the
also
pain
could give a
I'm
fuck less about
going
guitar.
My ex
Oh, yeah.
my ex girlfriend is the
addiction's
bass
taking
player for Dragon Force. Actually,
Okay,
yeah,
That's crazy.
that's no big deal.
Yeah,
she's pretty good.
the last
She's
fight.
pretty
That's the
good.
Fever, right?
yeah.
That's what I thought.
One of the greatest
But just
metalcore albums
absolutely
ever.
Fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
Just their first 3 albums are so unrivaled.
Yeah.
But yeah, It's weird how kids like. So my dad, like, and I'm sure your dad was a jazz musician,
Yeah.
you know. So like my dad was like really old school, like, AC/DC, glam metal.
Did your guys' parents ever like have one day of the week where you guys like cleaned the house and there was like
Yes.
music on and did
Yes.
your thing?
Yeah.
My dad always
No.
had like
I
Dave
did.
Matthews Band and like Cake and shit like that on.
Yeah.
Like, Tracy Chapman.
Tracy
Just
Chapman,
Some
wow.
different kind of
Yeah.
stuff, man, that like I really wasn't into it, but as I grew up and I started to broaden my fucking horizon in
Yep.
music and not stay so much like in a box.
Right.
I feel like if you put yourself in a box, that's your limits, man. Is those
Yeah.
walls in that box?
Dude, I get it. I mean, I grew up on country music because I mean,
Yes.
you know, I grew up on a farm. You know, I still work in agriculture. That's my life.
So me just playing metal is keeping me in this box. You know what I mean? So what I do, I went and I learned some jazz. Then I learned some blues. You know what I mean? Then I fusioned everything together.
Yeah.
And then I've got this cool new style. Now there's picking techniques that are different now, where the right hand as a holding a pick is kind of novice and kind of a. This is a guitarist. This is a guitarist. Now.
It's like two different things.
When you hit a level like that and you're able to almost, it feels like you're activating full brain power. You're like, there's nothing more I can do besides
Super
say
Saiyan.
hello to everybody while I'm doing this. Yeah, when you have to go Super Saiyan, man, it's a damn thing.
Yeah,
Every
bro.
now and then you need a sensu bean.
You gotta get you a senzu bean.
Gotta get a
Go see
senzu
Cora
bean.
and get you a
Yeah,
senzu bean.
yeah.
Tyler's over there like I have no
I
clue.
have
what you're talking
no
about.
idea. I
Okay.
didn't watch it growing up.
Every
watches
now and then, bro, you need a
Naruto.
sensu bean.
He watches Naruto, so
If you get your ass kicked in a fight, if you eat this bean, it restores you to 120%
Senzu bean.
health. Yeah, sensu bean.
I feel like I could have used that a lot in high
Yeah,
school.
bro. We all need a sensu bean in high school.
it's
I got my ass beat
it's
a
so
lot.
amazing because like when I think about my kid, because I think about my musical change from like what my dad listened to what I listen to, like what's my kid's gonna be? Because I went from growing up listening to country music, AC/DC, some Metallica,
Well, you
Megadeth,
know-
shit like that, to As I Lay Dying, Under Oath, Bullet for My Valentine, Kill Switch,
Your
then
kids
into
are gonna rebel.
yeah,
It's just a thing they're going to.
Yep.
If you keep it variety wise, it's up in the air. If you're only listening to metal and that's it, your kid's gonna listen to rap.
yep.
It is what it is.
So I need to incorporate more dad rock. We need more
You
Creed.
need to start listening to them TikTok songs to where they don't think that's cool anymore. That's the shit my dad's listening.
I just can't bring my ears to
I
fucking
know.
like it,
You
bro.
only do it when you're around them.
I love Creed though. Creed's back together too. Oh, the
Oh,
gods
man.
have answered our
Yes.
prayers.
Dude,
Can
off
we talk
topic.
a little
Did you?
Creed
Did you?
for a minute?
Yes, we
Hold on.
fucking
Yes.
love
Off
Creed in
topic.
this
I
house.
just discovered he has another band, bro.
Scott?
Yes.
It's just called Scott Stapp. but
no,
yeah.
it's not. It's
There's
called,
another one besides that?
Yeah, it's like something Arch Enemy. I sent it to
Bro,
Preston.
Arch Enemy is a woman-fronted death metal band.
Yeah, that's it.
Hold on, I'll tell you exactly what it's
He's
called.
gonna figure it out.
I have a song called Nemesis that'll make you want to tear your friend's face off.
That's it. With arms wide open.
With arms wide open,
God, I love it.
under sunlight.
And Scott Stapp, we trust.
Yes.
Didn't he show up to his manager's house completely naked? He rode a 10-speed bike there.
Yes, that sounds very Scott Stapp like.
Demanded $1 million.
Art of Anarchy
Art of Anarchy.
is his other band.
Okay.
Yeah, he was living in a Holiday Inn.
Was this at the time where he had shaved his head? He was wearing the black silk shirt that was constantly covered in sweat,
No,
and he was like, "Look at me!" like that.
It might have been. It's just before that.
Okay,
bro. It might have
fair
led up to that because that's wild. Apparently, he got on a 10-speed completely naked. Can you guys just first off just imagine getting on a 10-speed completely naked?
It's not a comfortable seat.
driving,
that seat's
driving
in your
into the
ass.
city.
Yeah.
in the middle of the night. First off, there's nobody on the road. You know that. He drove to his manager's house. Rode his 10-speed bike, he's shifting gears and shit, man. To his manager's house and demanded $1 million after beat on the front door. Manager answered the door to his employee completely naked, demanding $1 million. So what did Scott Stapp do? Scott Stapp made videos out of his hotel. Remember his Holiday Inn
Yes.
videos? And he's
Yes.
like, I need $1 million.
Yes, that was like
He was
the.
like, what?
It was like really poorly lit.
I was about to
He's-
make one too. Like, me
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, I need $1 million
Me
too.
too, dog.
Hey, I think as good as Creed is, Scott Stapp has always been a little cringy.
Yeah.
I mean, back even like in their old like album booklets,
hold
he
on
was
a
wearing like
second.
lace shirts with the chest all the way open.
Yeah, but his hair
Chest
looks
hairs hanging.
magnificent in the What If video where it's
Hey,
like
that's just
billowing in the
Christian rock.
wind and he's What If? What
That's
if?
Christian rock, man.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Mark Tremonti, though.
With my shirt wide open.
I'm sweaty as fuck. Cocaine is my friend.
The guy who wasn't Scott, the guy who's playing guitar.
Mark Tremonti.
Mark
That
Tremonti.
guy was awesome.
He's a
Yeah.
beast,
I
man.
thought he was always pretty
We
cool.
talk a lot about Mark Tremonti on this show.
And as bad as like we might hate on signatures, dude, his signature amp is
Okay,
cool.
we want to talk
signature
signatures.
PRS tube amp.
Oh,
My favorite
Derek
artist.
Munson's
MT.
yeah.
My
Oh my
favorite
God.
artist's signature model just re-released.
Yeah, Tom
Tom
DeLonge.
DeLonge Stratocaster
I just
just
saw that.
re-released.
It's Surf Pearl, like mine.
Yeah, apparently it's garbage right now.
Really?
Yeah.
And it's like $1,200 for
it's
a
13.
for a Mexican.
Why is it
Pre-order. You have to pre-order.
Why is it garbage? Hardware? Just hardware stuff?
I've been watching videos
Well,
online.
it's a Mexican Strat for
Like,
$1,200.
yeah, it's the most expensive Mexican guitar out right now.
Gotcha.
The main one, the most expensive one, used to be a baritone Jazzmaster in a
Okay.
color called Antigua. It looked like a bird shit.
Ah, that's
You had that
unfortunate.
fucking guitar.
It was
the first time I ever talked to you, you had that
Yeah,
guitar.
I had it, man. It's $1,000 Squire. You'll see country artists and shit using it now.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was going to get as good as it was. But I tell you what, the wood wasn't even real wood. Like, I was like,
Polyurethane.
it was like, they called it basswood.
Yep.
And it's so
It's light.
like you could take a screw and push it into the wood through the finish.
Really
if you wanted
soft.
to. Very, very soft.
Really soft.
And you know the wood has to be like dried a lot for it to resonate. And da-da-da. Not that it wasn't resonating, not that it didn't sound good.
So it
and
had
I
a lot of
loved
moisture in the
it.
wood?
I actually didn't even use it as a baritone. I
Was it a
strung
30
up
inch?
Normal. It was a 30.
30 inch
28
baritone?
to 30. It was big.
Yeah.
Big guy.
I just saw a 7-string Schecter 30-inch baritone on Facebook Marketplace for like $500. Like
Yeah.
Fishman's.
Yeah. Oh,
Probably should have bought it.
yeah.
Probably should have bought it.
Yeah.
$500.
It's a good flip.
Yeah, it is a good flip. Sell it for $8.
Absolutely.
It
Even if you
is,
took
but
it to
it's just
Guitar
getting harder and harder to pull money from guitars, dude. Like,
Center.
I mean,
know,
you can have a Chicago Music Exchange Strat, and you will have trouble getting $600 for it on Marketplace. Even though it may be worth
I traded
people
my.
just don't have money
I did.
for guitars.
I had
Right.
that pink Chicago Music Exchange. I think I spent like $800 on it, Mac, $850.
Do you think that's because more people are playing guitar and the demand is lower?
Well, I think
Because
it's,
there's just so many of them out there?
I think a lot of people are super proud of what they have, so they want, they pay $800 for a brand new Mexican Strat, and they still want $700 for it.
When it's worth like $5.
Yeah, that's the thing about guitars is like they're like cars. As soon
Drive
as you
'em off the lot.
as soon as you drive them off the
They
lot,
depreciate.
yeah. So as soon as you leave Guitar Center with that, that's a fucking used guitar when you
Yeah.
sell it to somebody.
Yep.
Doesn't matter if you played it
My
for 5 minutes.
$850 Jackson's now worth like $650.
You can
And it's
say
only
you
2 months
can
old.
say, oh, it's brand new. I just bought it, but it's used
You hear me?
Right.
It depends.
because
man.
you owned it. It had one owner.
It really just depends whether or not it's a Fender or a Gibson. I promise.
Oh, I believe it.
Those are literally, you're holding your value, and they don't ever depreciate value.
Right.
They only increase.
I was gonna say the older they get, the more they increase in value. Just because
You ever seen a Jackson that's 30 years old? Going,
not in good shape?
Going for fucking 10K?
No,
Just
not in
14K?
good shape.
That's what I'm saying.
I have
like a
the old
70s.
American Jackson Kellys are up there.
Oh, a Kelly.
Even
Yeah.
just
The American made ones.
So like from like the
Not
early
the
80s.
Korean or
Yeah, no,
Indonesia.
the like early 80 Kellys.
Yeah, it'll say
or
right on
like
the
an
headstock.
original Randy Rhodes.
There you go, man.
the ones
There
that
you
say
go.
right made in the
You know
USA
what?
right on the headstock.
We was having a Randy Rhodes conversation on the way up here today.
Were ya?
To be honest.
Yeah.
With you,
Yeah, I mean,
Oh yeah, because we were listening to Ozzy on the way here.
I had a Randy Rhodes V.
Did you?
Yeah, I sold it to a guy in San Francisco.
Was it the black one or the white
Black
one?
and white, both. The top.
Did he have a polka dot one?
Yeah,
That was a V.
that was a King V.
That's it.
Yeah.
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 So the one I had was the actual like the top horn was longer than the bottom, and the
Okay.
bottom was white.
Randy Rhodes created that shape, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So I had one,
Cool.
and it was a gorgeous guitar. I loved it. I wanted something different, and I actually sold it to a guy in San Francisco. So I shipped it cross country, but
Damn, did you sell it on Reverb?
eBay.
Oh wow.
Yeah, eBay.
Okay.
So sold it to a guitar collector in San Francisco, and the reason I sold it was one, I love the way V's look. I cannot stand playing them. Bro, I mean, you're either playing it with it notched on your leg up like
It's
this,
not a guitar to sit down with.
or you have to play standing
Yeah.
up.
I mean, these were probably made for show too.
He's got a Gibson Flying V right there.
And it
Yeah.
well, it's an Epiphone.
Oh, it's an
old
Epiphone.
one, and it's got pickups from an old SG in it, and it sounds great.
It's pearl white.
But
It's
playing
gorgeous.
it, it's so
It looks
top
like
heavy.
it's James Hetfield, Kill 'Em All.
Why is this guy sitting on a gold mine of guitars?
Bro,
I
he's got-
never knew
I got-
about it.
he's
He's
got
got play
stuff,
guitar.
dude.
He's got $100,000 worth of guitars sitting in this garage. Good thing nobody knows
God.
where the fuck it's at.
Yeah.
So.
Stay the fuck away from my garage.
Are all of
You
these
need
cases
gas
full
for
of
your
guitars?
garage,
Yes.
bro?
What's that?
There's two things you're missing in this garage. Only,
Okay.
Only two. You could say three, but only two.
I might have them. You don't know.
The Marshall guitar head.
Got it.
The
Pieces
JCM.
on your keys, and you plug your keys.
Oh
And
yeah.
the guitar head's a key holder.
Oh
Plug
yeah,
your
I've
keys
seen
into
those.
The head, like as you enter the room.
Yep.
I need that. You should have that. And the Marshall fridge.
Yes.
I've seen
The
that too.
Refrigerator,
Yeah.
bro.
That's so stupid though, dude. $400 for a
it's
mini fridge.
stupid, but it's
You
a
could buy a
Marshall
Marshall amp,
fridge.
But it's
that.
kind of metal as fuck, bro.
I know. It's for the rich kids, I guess.
Oh,
you
yeah.
could
It's
say,
for the
dude. It's
people
for
that
the,
fuck you money.
No.
Yeah,
You know
because I
what
mean, it's not like a
for?
vinyl print. It actually has the knobs.
I'm
and
sorry.
stuff.
It's
So,
not
I
for
mean,
the rich kids. It's really not. The rich kids are more involved with their cars and their girls. I'll tell
Yes.
you what. Yeah, because we were little.
It's for the
dork
gear
kids, bro.
nerds that have too much
it
Gear
was-
nerds. Yes.
It's for us dads.
People like you, Chris.
Who have like a little dad den.
yeah. Who,
Who,
a man
like-
cave, bro.
Has their buddies come over and jam out, bro, and you all grab a brewski out and
Yes.
kick it and write some little melodies together. I feel like I need it. I
You know,
need
it's
two.
you
A
bring
full
up
stack.
you bring
fridge.
up such a good point that like this podcast has kind of helped bring back, because like our other co-host that's unfortunately not here tonight, he had prior commitments, but
He's fired, by the way.
He is
Shout
fired,
out
by
to
the way.
the
Yeah.
other
He
co-host.
missed the biggest episode. I'm replacing him. Preston, by
That's
the way,
all right.
this
Tell
is
him
your
I said
notice.
hi. What's up?
You're
So,
out.
sorry that this is the way you had to hear it.
you're out.
But you're out, and I'm in.
Tyler's in. He's in. You're getting replaced
Damn,
on the
bro.
logo too. But you know, I can't read music to this
Yeah.
day. Anything I ever learned, it was tabs.
Okay.
Preston and I taught each other how to play guitar.
Oh yeah, you
From-
guys known each other that long?
No, this is
That's
Preston.
Preston, the other
Oh, yeah,
host,
he's
is
not here.
Yeah. So
Kyler.
That's Tyler.
Tyler. I'm Tyler. Or T. Scott, whichever one you will call
I'm
me.
so confused.
So Preston and I literally taught each other how to play guitar. And I started to trend towards rhythm. He started to trend towards leads. So
Okay,
when we were
yeah.
14, 15, 16 years old,
Yeah.
we would be sitting at each other's houses, and he'd be like, all right, let's go.
Yeah, lay
and
me
I would
down
come up with a
rhythm.
riff, and he would sit there for just a second, and he would start soloing over top of
That
it.
sounds right. That
And-
sounds exactly how we did it.
You know,
Like,
that's just
exactly.
what happened.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you get older, you go off to college, you start having kids and all this stuff, and you kind of lose the time to do that. And then since we started doing this pod, we're spending a lot more time together, and that's kind of come
I
back.
think that's what happens to become a lead player.
Yeah.
You have to like rhythm it out, bro. And then with rhythm comes your accents, and with your
Yeah.
accents comes your leads.
Yep.
So like once you're doing then you're doing then you're doing you know what I mean? It's in levels.
Yep.
And then,
Yep.
And that only comes with time and practice. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm gonna fucking learn this shit next week and I'm gonna have it down. You may have like a part of it down, but like there's a whole like window of you have a Lamborghini, but you have no gas in it.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
even with rhythm, sometimes I have a song that it took me 3 months just to write the one guitar part.
Oh, bro, I got songs I'm still working on after like 6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's wild.
I
man.
literally
I
have
have-
songs I'm still working on since I was 17.
I have one riff that I wrote like 8 years ago, and I still don't exactly know where to go with it.
Yeah,
So
but it's because you're a perfectionist, is what
I-
it sounds like.
I don't want
bro.
it to sound
Sounds
like shit.
Sounds like you won't put out anything unless you're sure that that's the right order. You know what I mean? Because what I'll do personally is I'll record a song and I will listen to it for almost a half a year. I will listen to it so much where I'm like, okay, well, I think that would be better right here. And if that builds up right here, it delivers the message as how I want it to, rather than it being like a bland message.
Yep.
It has like a little excitement to like, he's
Yep.
fucking serious. Oh, that was really fucking serious. You know what I mean?
that's
Like,
what makes you a great musician, is
it's
being
the thought process behind it
Yeah.
all too, man. If you fools rush in, I mean, that's with everything. Fools will rush in.
Elvis said it
Go
best.
ahead and put it out.
Elvis said it best. Only fools rush.
When I very first got picked up by a label, there were some steps that I had to do before it was even looked at. No label will look at you. You guys listen. No label will look at you until you hit 2 digits. As far as you need 10,000. 10,000 is your number.
10,000 what?
Views, followers, 10,000 is what that number. After 10K, you are able to do whatever the fuck you want to do.
We have 15,000
There you
TikTok
go.
followers. Is that? Can we do something?
Is it just music? Oh wait, is it just music related, or are you talking about like show wise?
No, like the podcast TikTok has
Oh, well,
15,000 followers.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Like that's not bad at all.
Yeah.
Dude, and I was kind of just telling Preston this.
You guys have as much as my Twitter following right now.
There's this dude called...
We did
not
Twitter
bad.
for a while. I got out of it.
Okay.
But it was too toxic.
It is. Isn't
I
it?
thought metal Twitter was too toxic.
Yeah, I hear you.
It was like cancel this guy because his brother's ex-wife's cousin.
You just say metal shit on there, bro. Say some shit like chicks like their metal, like they like their sex, hard and fast.
Thrash metal do be the best,
Yeah,
bro.
Shit like that. Shit like that. That's all they want. Little quotes.
What were you saying about Preston?
No, I said I was telling him about that. I was actually just messaging him last night. There's this guy, I don't think I should spread hate towards him and say his name on Facebook.
Yeah, it's
But he just does like this drop D basic shit that's like how I played when I was 12 and discovered drop D.
Yeah.
And it's just the same mindless drop D playing on every single video, and the kid gets millions of streams on Facebook. Like I was just telling Preston.
Yeah, I
because-
do that all
By
the
the way,
time.
I think your guitarist is a closet shredder. I think he is secretly sick as fuck. He just doesn't show it like that.
Preston?
Yeah.
Oh, he's
Because
insane.
He sent me a 7-string riff last night, and I was like, dude, I honestly did not know you could play like that.
Preston
because-
could go on
Like,
tour with
I
Chris
know,
Hall.
I know he's good, and I know he's clean, and I know he's melodic, but he sent me a 7-string riff last night that was like down and fucking dirty, and I was like, bro,
You know what's
I
funny
did not
about
know you
that?
could play like that.
Because Preston was over here for a little bit last night, and he told me how you were kind of hyping up that riff. That's like a little silly warm up that he does.
That's sick. It's legit, dude. It's fucking rad.
His
Tyler sees
warm-ups.
potential, man, real quick.
Dude, that is
It's
fucking
insane.
rad. I told him, like, bro, if this dude can do that, and
You
get
could put
millions
him
of
on the
streams,
road with a
you should be
big-ass
having your own
band
Facebook
today.
page.
Do you guys
want
want to know why
play.
he's like excited about that riff and da? Because he's already like hearing something else. That could
Dude,
go
it
with
was
He's
fucking
like,
rad.
"What?"
Like, undeniably rad.
And you're a hell of a guitarist, so when you
Yeah,
say
he's
that,
really
it's
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I'm a riff-driven guitarist.
same.
too,
I'm
so-
a riff guy. I mean, and that's the thing that was cool about playing with Preston is like he never, like if you listen to a Kirk Hammett solo that's like super shreddy and as fast, that was never
Pentatonic
Preston. He
minor.
wanted the Stevie Ray Vaughan like just feel that eyes closed, just feeling the music.
It's like
the
he goes
melodic
where you're
type
not
solos.
expecting him to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like he played this riff in the first 10 seconds. I was like, yeah, that has depth. That's sick as fuck.
Yes.
And then he goes into these bar chords that match it perfect. And I'm like, dude.
Oh, it was insane.
I wrote a very Deftones style jam last night. That was oh, you want to hear it? Oh fuck!
Bro, listen.
Where's the pick?
You know what's funny, Tyler?
Oh,
I do
that-
want to tell you, I've had so many people talk about how they love our music interludes in the show. They love hearing Screaming Evidence music. Unfortunately, Screaming Evidence music is the only thing we can play because copyright stuff.
Is that what all those intro riffs are on the show?
No, not all of them. No,
Where do you
just
guys get those?
so those are actually free to use from my video editing app. I use
That's
CapCut. Believe it or not, CapCut is what I use to do all of our video editing. So like our intro on YouTube, that's all done with CapCut.
Yeah.
So.
I've already written a riff.
To go with it,
Yeah.
just so everybody knows, when the show's done, we're
Yeah.
just gonna have a big
I
jam
like some
session.
Deftones soundy stuff.
I can see why Preston and this guy go together so well. Because both of them go for like what you're not expecting. You know what I'm
And
saying?
the thing about Screaming Evidence is there's a lot of picked out chords, right? So like even in the heavier stuff, there's a lot of picked out chords that
Yeah.
just sound so beautiful.
That sounds very Deftonesy to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
played this riff today.
Yeah.
Actually.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was sick though.
He already forgot his own riff. I do that all the time. Did you forget your own riff? Hit that Gojira chord,
Oh.
277.
Hey.
This was a lot easier on electric.
You're literally using big boy chords.
Big boy chords.
You'll see them.
Yes.
That's one.
Yes. There's this. I found this like Gojira type chord, 277. It's a stretch, but it is like murky and like evil sounding.
Again, real quick.
It's fucking like. So, do you listen to Gojira, Tyler? We're having a mini guitar lesson during the pod. This is fantastic.
Let me show you some chords real quick, bro, because I think you need to know a couple of these real quick, bro.
He said those are. He called them big boy chords.
the ones.
He called them big boy chords.
It's this one.
Okay, I like it already. I like that. Yep.
Those
I got
all
a couple
just.
with those.
Those all went with what he just played.
I know.
That's fantastic. Why is that pretty but heavy at the same time? Like, bro, what the
It's
fuck?
art, bro.
That made me feel like so many different things. I feel like I just did an edible.
And with the Deftones feeling thing.
Oh
Yep.
my
What are you
god.
doing there, the
I hear it.
And you were also using this chord, I saw. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there it is.
I saw that. That's a big boy chord.
He
too.
called it a big boy chord.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, we do that.
And then palm muting that on top of that is fucking fantastic.
You guys have never had anybody play on the show, have you?
No, we've never played on the show, I don't think. Maybe that's something we should do more often, though.
Okay.
I love that chord.
Got that middle finger down there.
Yep.
It's so like murky and ambient. Oof. I hope the listeners are enjoying this because they always talk about how much they love the musical interludes.
I'm definitely enjoying it.
It's our show. We can do whatever the fuck we want.
Exactly.
So. That's fantastic.
I got a couple songs that
Oh, one more
fucked
chord.
with. Let's go.
And if you haven't learned this chord, this is my favorite chord of all the chords on the guitar. I just think it's so pretty, dude.
Okay.
Especially in like a drop C. This is really pretty. Here, play that.
Yep.
One, two, three. One, two, three.
Yep. I find a lot of people have a lot of trouble barring all that.
Especially on an acoustic.
Yeah, because you can't hide any mistakes on an acoustic. And then you pick it out a little bit like that. Holy fuck.
That's a cool one too.
I have
Ladies and gentlemen, we are literally having a live playing with fucking Chris Hollywood right now. Like my like this is real life. Like I'm having a real like fanboy ass moment right now. So like
Yeah.
I got the
This
I
is
got the one
fantastic.
song I played acoustically for Kyler. That one where I'm like doing weird shit. And
oh, I know
you were
exactly
like,
which song
yeah.
you're talking about. Yes.
Making me feel like a bitch.
It's fucking rad, ain't it?
This is insane, dude.
Professional musician.
Yeah, a literal professional musician.
Cool bridge on that. I just realized that bridge is sick looking.
Yep.
I'm like chewing on it.
Oh, that's a bean.
Well, let me take a deep let me take a deep breath right here because I'm having a real fanboy ass moment. I'm a bitch ass guitar player, so like, oh man, like the thing about acoustic is we've talked about it on the show before. Tyler, you keep playing, bro. We're just shooting the shit at this point. There is zero mistakes, right? You can't hide any mistakes, and we've talked about when you're starting playing guitar, acoustic versus electric, like me and Preston, you know, we learned how to play on electric and probably didn't pick up an acoustic till we were like 18.
And I never got that whole thing by, you covered up with the distortion pedal. Like,
Yeah.
if anything, it makes it more pronounced.
Yeah.
Especially if you have a delay pedal on. It's
Yeah.
going to repeat that mess up over
Yeah, because you hear it
and
twice.
over.
Yeah.
4 times
Or
for me.
4 times, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So it kind of does make you a little more accurate
Yeah.
and
Or more
pristine.
self-aware, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try to be more pristine.
That's beautiful.
Your speed as well, but your technique comes before speed. You know what I mean?
That's
Don't
crazy
try to
that you
speed
play
it so
bass.
much. When
I would agree.
I'm sorry.
If,
That's crazy that you play bass.
if you watch, he's like, that's crazy that you play bass. Well, he was a guitar player long before
I
he
know
was a
that.
bass
I know
player.
he was.
Yeah. He's been working on this
He's
song
like
for a
mastered
while.
that entire style.
Yes. I'll try to help him out with some lyrics on this one at some point.
I got this.
Or maybe I'll just play bass for him on it. Like, look how hard that chord is to pick out.
Ah! I'm in my own world.
Yeah.
When Tyler's eyes are closed, you know he's in his own. He's feeling his shit. That's what I'm saying. Just give me some triples in that bitch. You could do so many different things with that.
That's a beautiful chord right
It
there.
is.
Been a while since I played that shit.
It's probably been 3 months, 2 months, 3 months.
2 months.
Is that
probably.
is that an already Screaming Evidence
No,
song?
that's a
No,
Tyler Scott
that's-
original.
That's
Oh.
a me, man.
Okay.
It's I was gonna say you played that for me for the first time right after I think we had just started the pod. Matter of fact, you might have played it the night that you and me recorded the very first episode of this show, way back in March.
So you're just choosing not to use it?
It's not really a Screaming Evidence type song.
It kind of is.
I
but
mean,
it
it
kind of
could
still
be.
has that Chevelle, those chords. I can see
could
it
be.
working.
Well, guys, I want to take a second to thank Chris Hollywood, thank Tyler Hidy
Thank you guys for having me.
for
Appreciate it.
coming on. What an incredible show! Tyler,
we
keep
hit
playing,
the,
keep playing.
Did we hit the longest podcast yet?
No, that's just this guy by
3 hours
himself.
and 23 minutes, dog.
We're getting there.
But
Where are we at?
what I think we're probably at least 2.5 hours. So, which is pretty normal for
We're
a guest
getting there.
episode. Yeah. So, I want to thank Chris and Tyler for coming on and giving us some of your guys' time.
Thanks again, man.
What an awesome conversation.
Thank you, Kyle.
I
Thank you, Tyler.
cannot wait to get this out into the ethers for all the listeners to hear, and I want to kind of close this out with you, Chris, asking you a question that I ask a lot of successful musicians, and that is, what advice would you give to any musician out there who is on their way up and is maybe hitting a wall creatively or creativity wise, or is just kind of feeling like they're at their peak and they can't make it any further? What kind of advice would you give to anyone out there?
Just be honest and true to it, and it will work out for you. It literally will. For me, coming from this little dude, man, from Dayton, Ohio, who just so happened to get up one day and move to LA and do it in 3 years is kind of unheard of. So if I can do it, especially after learning how to walk again,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like anybody can do it.
Yeah.
Don't be scared to be told no. It's going to happen. It is part of the job. And keep your head up no matter what. It
Keep
gets
fucking
better.
playing.
Yeah, man. Keep playing, literally. Always play. As a form of meditation, as a form of stress relief. And it's different being a listener than being the player. The listener doesn't feel those vibrations going through their body.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a humbling experience that you get to feel it and they get to hear it. You know what I'm saying? And that's where the feeling comes from within your music. So just like I said, make sure it's honest and true, and it should work out for you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Do you want to plug your socials real quick for all the listeners out there?
You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Yeah, all at Chris Hollywood. Just
Chris Hollywood 1. There'll be a number 1 at the end of it. You can always Google it too. It should pop up for
Sweet.
you.
I was gonna say, I Google. You could. You're big enough. You can Google.
I'm around.
Yeah, you're on Wikipedia too. So make sure you give Chris a follow on all of his socials. Make sure you give all Screaming Idiots Show a follow on all of our socials at TSIS Podcast, or just search the Screaming Idiots Show Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. You can find us out there. Whether you're listening on Apple, Google, Stitcher, Spotify, wherever, Pandora, thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate your loyalty. We appreciate your time. God bless you guys. And until next time, we are the Screaming Idiots. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, guys.
Peace, love, dove.
Fucking rap.